I mean, we're going to be moving around this thing. I think personally, we just head to that first and kind of
Yeah, it's
start
like some
figuring
sort
out
of
each situation.
reddish dirt. But yeah, so yeah, you can head to this like one of these first places, and that this covers like you can see on the map it covers like almost 50% of the surface area. This like reddish dirt.
Hmm.
All right, so yeah, so it takes you a little while to walk over there, but yeah, you get there and the five of you kind of get over there. It is, like I said, it is reddish dirt. It is almost immediately apparent to those of you. I mean, certainly to Lexian because he's from a garden world, from a world where like one of their main industries is agriculture. Anybody with um, I don't know, science like biology, probably. I'm trying to look at some of the other sciences. I'll say science, biology, at least. You
I
immediately
got
recognize
biology.
it. It's like cultivated earth. It's uh, it looks like this was farmland at one point.
There, is it completely clean? Like no like withered plants or anything in it? Or
Yeah, give me a science biology check with your int, or you can use your education. Although, do you have any science tools on you?
um, no, I don't think I really have anything to do with like take soil samples or anything.
Yeah, Danny definitely does. I mean, he is a scientist, so he'll take some soil samples. But you're just like looking. I mean, immediately looking at it, you kind of like take. Do you have a knife or anything on you? Like anything that you feel comfortable digging in the dirt with a little bit?
I'm pretty sure he would carry a pocket knife on him, so
Yeah.
he would.
So you do a little digging. You don't find anything. Um, I got to add in my background music started
And
playing. So
if you did want the roll, I got a 12.
yeah, you need to. It's like
Go back and study the samples later.
yeah, you need them under a microscope and everything. But uh, let me one sec. Uh, it was. Oh, there we go. Yeah, digging around the dirt, you do find some plant seeds and roots, um, and you also find some bones, which are you can with your biology check. I think you can pretty quickly identify as the remains of a human skeleton.
Um, guys, there's dead people here.
Danny immediately goes with his the soil sample and the cap he was about to put on the soil sample, and he's like, should I not be taking this?"
Um, I think we still want to check it. I think we're all right there. These look like they've been here for a while.
He like puts the lid on and like puts it back in his bag.
Um, there's also some plant remains here and some seeds, so it was definitely farmed at one point, not a long time. So probably a decent bet that whatever we're on is uninhabited at this point. But I felt like was housing potentially a number of people with all this farmland when it was up and going and active.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess actually you probably don't need a microscope to reveal that with your biology check, looking at I think because looking at the fact that the bones are there and that like all of the organic material on the bones has decayed off. Um, but the like sure the seeds lasting a long time that makes sense, but you're like the roots, how have the roots not decayed, right? Like how have like the microorganisms in the dirt not like eaten these eaten and eaten away
Yeah,
at these roots. With a 12, you said you rolled a 12.
yeah.
With a 12 you can kind of pretty quickly kind of come to the belief or the theory that there must have been like some sort of like pretty um, like abrupt and like intense radiation burst that irradiated the like the dirt and annihilated any like microorganisms in the dirt, so that it's functionally like completely sterile and like maybe mildly radioactive, um, killing
I'll
any
A
pull.
Geiger counter.
any organic
Yeah,
material.
I'll pull out my Geiger counter.
Yeah,
Getting
perfect.
that.
Nice. Yeah. So yeah, you do check it. It is like mildly radioactive. It's safe to you, but it is definitely mildly radioactive, which kind of backs up your theory that yeah, like any of the microorganisms that would have been in this dirt are dead. So yeah, that's probably how the roots have just sort of been preserved.
That means the skeleton would have been there when they were still
Before.
growing crops here. Did they fertilize their crops with the dead? I mean, I guess that's recycling.
Can I investigate in like a, I don't know, like a 10-meter area around to see if there's any other like skeletons or anything I can unearth? Like,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Give me a investigation check.
uh, int.
Yeah. And
Well, that's 9 total.
nice. Yeah. After about like 11 minutes or so, you come across another skeleton.
Hmm. Maybe set a couple of these aside. Maybe we can try and take a look at these back at the lab later too. But no sense in carrying Oric around with us.
Yeah. Would that also, that would be archaeology at that point, wouldn't it? Determining cause of death, or would that be?
I think yeah, probably archaeology because they're bones. Yeah,
Yeah.
except
Um,
yeah, yeah, do both.
I could probably discern something out of a medicine check. I would think.
Yeah,
Like if there's any like I could check the bones for like breaks, damage, things like that.
yeah, I can see a little bit of both.
Um, well, we want to move down toward the pyramid, guys.
Yeah.
All right, so towards D.
Yep. And will we notice what the heck E is as we're walking by? Like I don't even know if
Um,
we can see it from where we're at right.
yeah, I think as you're kind of like walking by, you notice that the surface of the deck sort of slopes smoothly downwards into like an oval depression. So you can kind of see that like you could probably I think you can even probably see it from a distance that there's a noticeable depression in that part of the surface. You could probably even see that from F to D, from this F, southern F to D.
Does it seem like all of the ground is sloping toward there, or is it just
We'll
feel
say starting at this big part of this like feathery shape.
okay?
Yeah, and then most noticeably, on the map where you can see it is where that like it really gets deep down, but it maybe starts like out there.
Um, Walking closer to it and looking down at it, what is it like? Just a drain hole, or
Yeah, it looks like it actually opens up and tunnels through the entire hull into a tangle of cables that make up possibly like the lower decks of the ship.
I wouldn't go falling down that yet.
Like you can get close to it and you can like see the cables and things. So you can't really fall into it. Um, but uh, you get the impression that you could possibly like um, move those cables aside to expose whatever's underneath them if you like tried hard enough.
Do we want to come back to this one?
Um, yeah, probably getting a feel for this whole place, and then going from there is probably our best bet. I mean, I'm still not even sure what the hell we're on.
Your doom, says
He's not here
one of the
though.
skeletons. Oh, yeah, it's like- yeah, yeah. Fortunately, it's like what? All right.
Well,
Yeah, you head towards the ziggurat. Cool. So yeah, so once you get close to these things, they are like uh, each of these steps is like 3 meters tall. What are we looking at? Like 9, almost 10 feet tall.
yeah.
So yeah, with some help from your friends, you could probably scale each one. You know, uh, boosting and pulling. But yeah, but each step is like about 3 meters.
Mm,
Um,
and you said every wall is covered up in these drawings?
yeah, they have these strange sort of untranslatable symbols, and even do any of you have language like any other languages? I know that I think Jinx has like. Do you have what's Farger? What's the Farger language? Zettel? Is that the Farger language, or is it?
I think so. I mean, that's it. I'm pretty sure I don't have any more than that. I
Yeah.
am looking though, but I'm pretty sure that's it.
Yeah, I just have the common tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah. So none of you recognize it. None of you even like, oh, I saw that on like I've seen that on the outside of like a, restaurant of this like random alien species before. Like you can, I mean, I guess you can roll like if you have language, you can roll a language check to see if you have, but it doesn't strike you as familiar.
Well, it's all Greek to me.
Danny's like, no, no, I know Greek. That's not Greek. I dated a Greek girl back in school.
Make
Her
good
pita
food?
bread was, oh, her pita bread was fucking perfect.
Do love a good pita. Um, what's this ziggurat like? What's it kind of made out of? Is it stone or is it like a
Um,
metal tube?
it's like some sort of strange alloy. It's some sort of metal. Yeah.
If we make a ring around it, is there like any openings in it anywhere?
Nope. There are no openings. Yeah. This lower level just seems like walls. And there are these like little outcroppings. Like little, almost like not buttresses, but just some like little aesthetic pieces. But they are uh, the same thing, about 3 meters tall. It's just almost like a little aesthetic piece. But you don't see any. You don't see any doors, anything like that.
Um, we want to try and get up on top of it and see what that thing is at the top. Going to be some work between us.
I mean, I can start chucking you guys up there.
I
Mm,
mean, some of us were pretty good climbers when we were climbing down that cliff crevasse, whatever it was. I think we should go up there, personally.
Danny, you want to hang out down here, or would you rather climb?
Uh, I'll give it a go with some help, if you don't mind.
Man, at least it's not 100 meters this time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you can hoist us up, Lexi, and then a couple of us can pull you up a level once we get up there.
Absolutely. Athletics strength?
Yeah, we give me athletic strength.
9.
Nice. And everyone else can just give me athletics, like dexterity.
I forgot I got that up to a 2. Um, that would be a 10.
And nice. How about Jinx?
You said athletic strength, right?
Dexterity for you.
Dex. Yes. So that's a 10.
And nice. And then
Yes.
just somebody a strength to pull Lexian up.
I am definitely not the strong one here.
I think that would probably be. Well, no.
It's probably.
I'm trying to
mean,
think
I
of how
don't
to
have.
have two people, one grabbing each arm.
I
Yeah,
have a
could we do
3.
that?
I have a 3 in strength, so
I have a 6. So it's like
If
evened out.
if you want to do 2 people, it'd be like a task chain.
Yeah, I was trying to think of how to not make it a task chain like that, but have like
Yeah.
two at the same time, like both
yeah, because
people
I feel like
roll and then you take the average of the roll.
Nah.
I feel like if we're doing a task chain, I'm just a detriment at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I the only?
I guess
Am
I
I the
say
only?
like maybe 2 people doing it. Give you a boost die to whoever wants to roll it. But I don't know. I think yeah.
I mean, I'll do it. I don't mind to do it.
Yeah.
I'll
It's not
try.
again. It's only 3 meters. It's not like a huge. You're not trying to hit a super high.
I'm pretty sure if we get him up high enough that he can get his metal arm a hold,
Yeah,
that
can
he can just pull himself up.
It's also 10 feet. Like he might just be able to. If you fail, he might be able to just jump and pull himself.
I think
Like
I'm
just
six.
do like a pinup.
Muscle up.
Yeah.
I think I'm like 6'2",
Would it be
6'4".
athletics strength to
Yeah.
pull him up?
Athletic strength. Yeah.
Okay. So I actually rolled good, which is good. That is an 11.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We give you athletic strength as well, Lexian.
I'm sorry, you said athletics
Strength.
Okay. I don't know why I'm looking. It's still only a +1. 8.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys are good. So yeah. I mean, with it takes you because there's 5 of you. It takes you 7 minutes to get like everybody up there back and forth. But after 7-8 minutes, you get up all the 3 levels, and you find yourself at the top floor, and you are face to face with this cube, 3 meters on each side, and it is this like kind of sheen, like sheer, like kind of a silvery metal color, and it also has these symbols on it.
Just to be on the safe side, I want to check my Geiger counter next to it.
Yeah, you're not getting much of anything.
Well, that's good. I'll tap it with like the butt of my gun or something.
Will you give me a luck check?
A luck check.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'd roll terrible there. A 2.
2. Okay. Yeah, it goes ding ding, and you explode. No, you're good. It just goes ding. It just goes ding ding. It's metal.
And all this way up, we've still not like well, now that we're up here, there's still nothing like an opening or anything anywhere that we.
Yeah, and if you wanted to take longer and do circles around each step, like yeah, if you had wanted to do that, that's fine. You could have done that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and there were no doors on any of those floors.
Well,
I would like to actively sniff
Go
just
for
to
it. Yeah.
see if I'm smelling something off. Okay. So that's. Would that be survival?
It's recon.
recon.
Yeah, you get
Okay.
your +1
Yes, so
with
that's
int.
8, 9, 10.
Nope, nothing smells off.
Excellent.
Um,
At least that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
or while we're up here on high ground, I'm gonna pull out my bullpup and kind of just use the scope to kind of scout around,
Okay.
like looking out, just kind of doing a pan across.
You see Sasquatch? No.
I thought it was gonna be a cactar for a minute the way you're standing. I'm like, oh no, this is bad, guys.
Yeah. Give me a recon check. Yeah, with your scope.
12.
Oh, nice. So yeah, you pan around, you see that there are, more of these fields, these these, old dirt farmy cultivated areas. They take up most of the space. In the center, there is this like floating mass of coiled metal that just appear this like ball that appear you can't quite make out the detail from the distance, but this ball that appears like coiled metal that appears to be floating, that has these three pillars around it, and this floating metal ball. Um, and then in the distance is this like dome structure. But I think from where you are to this dome structure, you can't quite see A. It is behind this dome structure, so you can't quite make out whatever that is. You saw it
Okay.
from the ship that there's something back there. You can't make it out from this. Yeah, I think this structure's too tall, even though you're, what is that, 12 meters up, 9 meters up. Because this building is pretty big. Although there's a door on it, you can see a clear door on the front of that. What's Lexian doing up here?
Lexian, when he gets up here and he kind of like turns around and looks, he's gonna do life detection
Yeah, go for it.
to see if he can see anything.
Yeah. What's your range?
I mean, the range is distance of 5 kilometers, up to 5 kilometers. Uh, I'll say, how long is the ship? Did we get a, or the object? How long is the object that we're in?
Yeah, you didn't get
Did
really
we
a
get a,
specific range, no specific length. No,
like, not whenever we were scanning it and trying to lock onto it?
no. Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
because I mean, 5 kilometers is
I think 5 kilometers is probably long enough, though. Yeah,
okay.
that's probably more than the total length. Because if it's only a few kilometers in terms of area, yeah.
Yeah, it says distant up to 5 kilometers.
Yeah, I think you're good.
So okay, I'll cast life detection. That is. Oh wait, hold on. Let me add my modifiers. That was at 6. Modifiers 8. It's a 4 up check. So do I have that pinned in the chat? I need to with how much I use it. I don't know if I can pin it. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't detect any intelligent life besides the 5 of you and 428 on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
But there are there are non-intelligent life forms um, dispersed throughout the ship, and then also around the ship, as if it is. Will you give me a biology check within? You
Well,
can roll education. Actually, will you do it with education? I know that might
okay.
not be better, but it feels like something you
I
would have read in a book.
hold on.
It's
Are
like
you
a oh
talking
that's
science?
like yeah,
Science
science.
biology? Okay, it's a not.
Yeah,
It's a -2 anyway.
yeah.
Because I don't have it trained. Let's see. High roll.
It's not a big deal.
Uh, 11 -2, 9 again.
Nice. So you get this. So are you blocking out? Are you just like any life, or are you blocking out these like I mean, I feel like I'm losing you a little
I'm
bit, but like you tell me.
so microscopic life. Obviously, not
Hmm.
really interested in that. I'm more of looking for anything that could be the size of maybe like a smallish cat or like
Okay.
larger.
Yeah. So there are things there are things that range from the size of uh actually how big do I give me one sec. I have a size for these, but let's just say there are things that range from the size of, a like large medicine ball that somebody might use to sit on in an office, or like a Swiss ball that like you might use to sit on in an office in place of a chair, um, to the size of a small whale that are floating in the atmosphere around the ship. Um, and with your biology check, even though you got the -2, but you still hit a 9, it's almost as if the ship is acting like you're like, oh, that reminds me from like one of the few books, I don't know, not few books you've read, but like from school, like that reminds me of like reading about coral reefs, as if the ship is almost acting as a coral reef, where these creatures are sort of like congregating around, and then it is attracting these larger predators that are kind of like coming around and getting these smaller creatures. So there are various
Oh,
non-intelligent life forms that are
so you're saying like outside in the
outside
atmosphere of the planet?
outside in that insane atmosphere that almost destroyed your ship. There are these creatures that are surviving and existing. Yeah, and some of them are inside the ship as well, not on the deck you're on, but below you. Yeah.
So
Not the big ones.
there
You
are
don't sense anything big like that on inside the ship. You sense those little like those medicine ball things, but
yeah.
yeah.
So there are some life forms inside the ship. They're like, I don't know, maybe a meter tall at most, it
Yeah.
seems. But like they're all below us. But outside, it seems like there's almost like much larger animals around us, like life around us.
Is I like with my one in biology, is that like normal for life? Do we know about life forms in gas giants like that?
Um, it's uncommon, but probably not unheard of. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, those things can happen. This is a beast of a planet to live in, though.
I also didn't detect any intelligent life, but that
Well,
doesn't mean that
that's
there's none that's shielded.
that's true. We still need to be cautious, but Makes things feel a little safer. Do we want to hop back down here? And there's definitely some crazy stuff going on up toward the front of this thing, or I guess it's the front of this thing. Whatever side of Switch, the fatter side down there, got some stuff on it.
When the ship was moving, you felt like that. Actually, go back and check. Turn? Which way? Who knows their ship terminology?
I always think I do until I need it, and then I forget
Yeah.
it.
I know port and starboard, but stern, and I know bow, but stern.
Bow is front, stern is back, I think.
Stern is rear. Yeah. So you remember from well, I guess you guys crashed, so you don't really you're not entirely sure. Yeah. Go for it.
I think if we make our way up there, though, we might, even if there's no life, if you didn't detect any life up here, maybe we kind of stick to the wall and work our way up.
Yeah. I mean, did we relay to each other the like giant ball thing in the middle?
Yeah, I would have
Okay.
told you guys about that one, talking about, the stuff that's up there. There's the dome with the door,
I mean,
the floating ball.
I mean, we're. I didn't detect anything up here. If we just kind of be cautious, I mean, we might be able to just walk straight up to it.
Yeah,
Like, just kind of like right up the middle.
I'll trust you if you feel good about it.
I mean, we'll look through scopes and see as we get closer, see if we can discern anything about the ball or anything, but I'd say let's try that. Jinx, does that sound good to you?
I look over the terrain just to double. Yeah, sounds good to me. As I pull out my flamethrower.
All right. Where are you heading? So to C?
Oh,
Board
did we
C.
do anything about
Yes,
G?
sir.
Um,
No, okay. They'll then
I don't think so.
did we even look that direction? I don't think we did. We just kind of scanned over the area.
I don't think we did either.
yeah, I kind of did a pan from one side to the other, but I
Okay.
didn't find anything with my
Yeah,
recon tech.
let's just head kind of up maybe around towards the ship, towards around F here, and then up through the middle. Let's see, like this. Kind of scanning the whole way around.
Okay. Sorry. One more time. You're heading around the side.
I was gonna say let's head
Okay. That way.
kind of like this up towards the middle, and then
To
like
C.
all the while kind of like watching what we're like
Yeah.
scanning around, maybe the
That is a
intermittent
trip of
recon check.
166 kilometers, so it's going to take you a long time. No, you're good. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Sweetness. Okay. Excellent. That's what we were waiting on.
All right, what random event is happening now?
Time to have some fun. Okay. Time to have a little bit of fun. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of fun.
Would you
So
like us
yeah,
to
so you
move
guys are,
anywhere?
yeah, so you're moving about like halfway there. You're getting there, and
Okay.
will
Got to make a decision.
Lexian, will you give me a recon check?
Lexian with the recon check.
I guess you guys said everybody was kind of paying attention. Everybody can give me one. I don't need to be rude about it. Everybody was keeping an eye open. Everybody can do it. Recon within.
8.
14.
12.
Oops. There it is. Cool. So you all see, you're all looking around, and you notice something. It's the sun as it's coming right through my window. I see the sun through the window, and you notice above you, because you've kind of gotten used to the green shimmer and the like flashes of lightning, but you notice um this kind of like pinkish gray kind of filter through the gray energy shield, and it's making this flapping motion, and it almost from below it almost looks like this like manta ray as it is coming down towards you guys, um, before you see its mouth and face as it angles towards you and starts swooping down and opens this enormous maw with all these jagged teeth. And you're immediately kind of brought to mind the image of a shark, but then this body of a manta ray, as it is now swooping down to attack you. And will you all give me some initiative rolls?
Seven.
I forget. I do this every single time. Initiative
Do we
is
add Dex? I can never remember. Yeah, I
Dex
can't
or-
remember
Exactly.
either.
Dex orient, yeah.
Okay. So that's
It is also not moving very fast.
9.
It seems like it is uh, maybe the thinner atmosphere. It is having a harder time parsing its way through, but it is moving its way towards you.
I got a 10.
10. Oh fuck yeah! I forgot we've got two friends with us. You roll for them together. I won't, because actually, oh god, Danny, um, Snake guys, and he's got a -1 for stats. Danny's just like, oh god, what's that? What's that? Guys, he's like just pointing and frozen with fear. But let's see, Rosalind, she's all right. She's all right.
Literally called a sky shark.
Yeah. Literally called
Uh,
Sky Shark. Okay, so we've got Lexian. What's your dex? Or what'd you roll with? Did you roll with dex?
I mean, Dex are in. It doesn't matter. It's a 1 either way.
Okay.
But yes, I rolled with Dex. How about that?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
You stayed in school. Bullshit. All right. So, Rosalind she's kind of quick on the draw. She has her, actually had a little pistol at her hip, but
She had a big iron on her hip.
she had a big iron on her hip. And one more. That's the wrong song. Okay. We got our Mississippi. We got our Mississippi. She's just gonna take her pistol out. Take a shot. 3. She takes pistol out, her laser pistol out, takes a shot, and drills this thing like right in the underbelly, and you can see it like a big, scorch wound open up in its underbelly. And Lexian, you're up.
Hmm. I'm gonna shoot it. And here's the fun part that I always get wrong. If I do it full auto,
Mm-hmm.
if I aim, only the first burst is getting that, right? Or the first.
I think so.
Yep.
Okay. So I have an auto 3, so I get technically what, 9 shots off?
Well, you roll 3 times, but
Okay.
each shot is 3 bullets.
Okay.
Each roll is 3 bullets.
So I will attack 3 times then. 8, 9, 10, 11 for the first one. Oh, 6 for the second one. And I'm not aiming, by the way. I'm just kind of
Okay.
pulling up and shooting. And then 12 for the third one.
All right, yeah, give me those damage rolls.
How many hit?
I mean, it's
It's
melee,
pretty
or it's
big. I could
range.
just kind of.
It's range. It's always 8, right?
Okay. So I have a +3
It's
and a +4.
Traveler. It's Traveler, baby. Yeah.
+3, +4.
Yeah.
I technically
I
missed one
mean,
of those then.
did you?
I got a 6.
Oh, 6. Okay.
Yeah, 11, 6, and then 12.
Ah.
So 2 clusters will hit. One with a. Yep. Hold on. 4D. Here we go.
Oh. Okay. So it's gonna take actually a little bit less. Will you minus? I'll do it. Actually, when you give me it.
Will I minus?
No,
I mean, I
it's all right.
can.
You're good. No, you're good. You're good.
10, 18, 21 damage on the first one.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about minusing anything.
And then 19 for the other one.
So yeah, so Rosalind, she's like, and sends this like little laser blast that like does a decent amount of damage, right? She does 10 damage, and she's like, got it. And she's like, pretty proud of herself. And then Lexi just goes, and this thing just like a World War II fighter pilot just comes crashing down into the ground and just boom 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 boom, beached whale, and is just limp on the ground as you just completely take it out, and she's just like, nice fun. And she holsters her pistol and looks at you, just impressed as you completely unload it. Unload on it and kill it.
So I'm
Nice.
guessing
Alright.
that the AP3 didn't matter either.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
That matter.
Um,
That matter.
I expected those things to be more durable than that.
Eh, I mean, do you know what this was? What that is? Kind of asking towards
Rather,
sour.
no, sour. No, she looks. No, I have not been in this. We've not gone this deep in the atmosphere before, so no, we've not seen these.
That was probably smart of you.
Hmm.
But here we are.
No.
I'll
Got to make up for
I'll
crashing the
kind of
ship.
slowly start walking up to the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've still got my gun out and trained on it, and I'm kind of going around the long way toward the side, not going straight toward the mouth.
No, you're walking straight towards its mouth. Its mouth is lying threateningly open. One eye. Well, I guess it doesn't have any eyes. One faint, non-existent eyes.
Just
Play
kind of like
dead.
following
Play
him,
dead.
just watching.
Just staying dead. No, yeah,
While he's
you're
while he's
walking
walking
towards
up,
it.
I'm gonna be scanning the sky for more.
Yeah, you don't see anymore. But yeah, yeah, you're walking up towards it. Um, it's it's like dead in the field. Field of combat. Yeah.
The hell is this thing?
If I'm reading the tag right, it says Sky Shark.
It's got a little tag on it.
There's a little tag hanging off its wing.
Yeah.
uh, I don't know, but
I
it looked
mean,
like it
I'm
was
good
coming to
rolling
eat
with
us.
that name. I don't know what the heck it is, but Sky Shark sounds good to me.
I don't know. I think Mantark sounds pretty good.
Mantark?
It's a
I like
manta and a
Mantark.
shark. Mantark. Eh. I don't know. We found it. We get to name it, right?
So that's usually how it works. Yeah.
The Lexian's Mantark. Not to be confused with all the other Mantarks. Well, something else we can investigate later, but for right now, we keep moving before another one decides to come down. I'd rather not have this whole place littered with these things lying dead all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, one might hit our ship, and well,
But
it doesn't need that
I
anymore.
don't
Corpse
know.
lands on the ship and explodes. That's all she wrote.
That's
But
That's
I
the
don't know how
428.
we get off of this thing. So it might be worth figuring out if those are something we can eat or not.
Think we could throw an oversized rope in its mouth and kind of hop in vac suits and like makeshift ride it out.
I just kind of want to cut it open and see what it looks like on the inside, but I'm going to need a bigger scalpel.
Would a laser sword work?
When you say bigger scalpel, I pull out the sword on my back. Do you mean like this?
That's a vibro sword, right?
Static blade.
Yeah, static blade. Yeah, that thing would
Mm-hmm.
probably cut through it like butter, to be honest.
I mean, I could do it right now, unless you really want to try to write it out of here, if that's even possible.
Well, let's not. Yeah, I don't think that'll work out. But let's not cut it open yet because we don't know what's going to happen when we cut it open. There might be baby Lexian's Mantarks in there, for all we know.
Oh no. Yeah, that would be bad.
That'd be great.
Um,
Yeah,
let's
well, do we want to
keep
keep
moving
moving?
on toward the orbs then,
The orb.
The orb.
and somebody keep looking out above us, just in case.
I guess I'll keep looking out above us. Gino,
Yeah.
with your scope, do you want to just kind of keep scanning the area and also see if you can't get a better look at the orb as we move a little closer?
Yeah, I'll kind of keep an eye on things, see if anything starts doing weird stuff.
All right. Yeah. All right, you guys make it to the orb unmolested, and yeah, you get there. It is sick. Like I said, it's like a free floating sphere that is made up of this like hair thin coil that's been wrapped around itself. You would guess looking at like how thin this coil is, but how big this sphere is, it is wrapped around itself millions of times. It's just like a giant ball of twine. The sphere itself is 2 meters wide and hovers 3 meters off the deck. Um, 3 pillars surround the metal sphere, and each of the 3 pillars have a control console. And how close to the sphere are you guys?
I mean, once we started getting close at all, I've had my Geiger counter out again
Mhm.
because I don't, I got radiation in the soil. I don't know where that came from. So strange floating balls are definitely getting checked for radiation.
Yeah, it definitely gives off some. It definitely gives off like radiation. Yeah,
Uh,
it seems safe. But yeah.
is it making any kind of noises or anything as we get closer? Like, is there a
Uh,
hum of power?
Once you get close, if you get close enough to it, you'd start to hear a low humming noise, as if you're in the presence of like a strong electrostatic field or static electric field. And then at the base of
So,
the sphere is a hexagonal white panel. Um, yeah, at the base of the sphere, facing downwards.
I guess I would go up to one of the control panels. Is it
Mhm.
like, well, what's it look like when I get to the control panel? Like, does it make any sense to me, or some more weird stuff?
It's more. It's like all. It all appears to be in a language you don't understand, but there are buttons you could press.
I'm not so guys, there's buttons. I don't know what they do, but if I'm being honest, I'm kind of afraid to touch them because this thing's got some electrostatic, electromagnetic, whatever going on, seems like. And it's right dead center of whatever this thing is, so it could have something to do with why this thing is not dying in the middle of this place. Maybe it's creating its own magnetosphere.
Could be.
Danny, I mean, I feel like we're definitely in ancient technology. You've studied this more than any of us else here. Does any of this make any sense to you?
He's still looking over his shoulder at the dead uh, thing,
Mantark.
Mantark, and he looks at that and he's like, "No, I mean all the stuff we study is, you know, like it's artifacts. It's not nothing that's fucking working. This is not." He's like getting a little. I rolled a check and I rolled another percent, guys. So he's freaking out a little bit. He's starting to like kind of. He's like, is this not? It was all supposed to be theoretical. We're not supposed to be standing on an actual fucking ship that these things like still working. This isn't. This doesn't make sense. This isn't like look at this. It's green like grass, but
Hey,
it's
hey,
not
hey,
fucking
hey.
grass. It's
Calm
not
down.
grass, man. Look at this, man. It's not grass. He's like running his hand. It's pulsing like it's got a beating fucking heart.
I mean, it's definitely all weird, Daddy, but we're going to be happy it's working because otherwise we'd all be dead.
And he's like he's starting to lose it a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, oh God. No, no, I haven't got. I have got no fucking idea how that thing works. Um,
Okay,
I
well,
guess in the nature of science, just hit some buttons, see what happens. Experimentation is the art and the nature of science. That's
I appreciate the enthusiasm, Danny, but I'm like really afraid we hit one of those buttons and we all die.
well, I mean, either that or we get eaten by one of those things.
Well, that dome over there's got a door in it, so I think we can get inside and be away from those things.
Perhaps.
Um, maybe we leave this for now.
Hey,
Continue to look around. There was that thing, whatever it is, behind the dome. We've still not gotten a good look at.
indeed.
Yeah,
Did we
let's
want to
keep moving. Maybe we
head to the
move.
dome and make
Yeah,
a circle?
yeah, let's do that, and let's move with some haste.
Okay. So yeah, are you going into the dome, or are you going to circle around the dome and go to the thing around it?
Circle around the dome first, and then see what's behind it.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of chill.
So you circle around it, and it's still off in the distance, but it looks like some sort of uh, almost. I mean, it's a strange structure, right? It rises up from the hull like a crystal frond, like a frond of some sort of like crystalline fern, right? Or like palm tree frond. Um, that's maybe 10 meters tall. So I guess you probably could have seen part of it from. I forgot that it was that big. I guess you probably could have seen part of it from the ziggurat. Um, and no, never mind. Because yeah, part of it's like bifurcating all over the place, right? It's like these crystals are just constantly going all over the place, and it gets to points where, as it bifurcates, it gets thinner and thinner, and you're not sure how thin it gets at its very end. Like it could be, like it looks like it could be like nanometers thick if you were to guess.
Oh, great giant fractal crystal thingy. um, I guess maybe we take a closer look at that and then get inside this thing. And I am definitely keeping my Geiger counter the whole time we're walking up to the giant glowing fractal crystal tree thing.
Yeah, yeah. You walk up to it, and it like, uh, yeah. You walk up to it. It's there, and like, yeah, it definitely looks like it gets to points where it might extend out and you can't even see. You're staying away because you're guessing that there are points that you can't see where you could impale yourself potentially. If you want to reach out and try to touch them, that's up to you. But also at the same time, if it's that thin, you'd think you could break it, you could snap it pretty easily.
The hell is this thing? What purpose does it serve? Is it just for looks? Or for stabbing people?
Hmm.
Maybe it's so thin when it flakes off, it gives you horrible splinters. And that is the existence of this thing, to look pretty and give you splinters.
So it's a cactus.
I mean, it could be. It's just instead of it being a plant, it's a crystal cactus.
I don't know. I just know I've never seen any shit this crazy, even when I was back at the hospital taking drugs. Yeah, drugs. Well, I don't know what to do. I'm honestly afraid to go around touching all these things until we have some idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe there's
I mean, the only thing I could think of that might help assuage some of these issues we're having, why don't we, if we have like rocks or something nearby, can we just throw stuff at them and see if they have any kind of reactive attack or movement or anything?
I'm looking around at the ground of this thing going, I don't think there's pebbles around here.
There are no stones on the ground. Yeah. Did anybody pack bones in their bag though?
No.
Okay. You left
No,
them
yeah, we
here.
left that. We set up some bones off to the side, but left them there.
Okay.
Oh. Hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, we we can come back and look at this stuff. I'm hoping that we get inside and things will make more sense in there.
I doubt it, but let's hope.
Hey, I'm grasping at straws here and not the ones growing off of the strange crystal thingy.
Indeed. All right. So yeah, you can head into the. I mean, the door is on the front side, but you're gonna walk around again and head into this dome structure.
Everyone ready for that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Dun 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 dun. Shark. Right. So, yeah, you it's got a single entrance. You walk um, in the middle, and this is dome chamber. Uh, in the middle of the chamber is a 2 meter tall pillar and possibly plinth. While along the walls are a dozen square panels. Yeah. See,
That's it. There's like no like further way in, further inside, or is it just
that's inside. Yeah, no, that's you go inside. There's this 2 meter tall plinth, and then there are these panels, these dozen panels around the room. Yeah.
I was expecting like an elevator or stairs or magic floating fucking disc or something here to take us inside. I
Each of
want.
the panels does have a controls on the sides of them.
I think here's where we just follow the Danny method and start hitting buttons. Are the buttons different colors?
No.
Damn. Can't hit the red button if there's no red button. I'll just pick a random button and just boop.
Yeah. So you walk up. First thing you do, you just kind of tap the panel, and it causes it to display a map on one of these panels.
Is it a map of this thing?
No, it looks like a map of a planet, like a little planetary map. Yeah.
Not this planet?
You're not sure. Actually, no. Will you give me? Do you have? Actually, do you have science planetology? Does anybody have it?
I mean I got a 0 because I got science, so I could run with that.
Okay, yeah. Give me a check then. If you don't have it at 1.
I don't
Okay.
have any
Ooh,
science. I don't know why I'm looking.
Rosalind has it at 1. But yeah, give me a check. Otherwise, she'll chime in.
All right. Is this
So
with
it's
enter
looking at
education?
it's not of a planet. It's looking at like a continental.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's the enter education.
Uh, int. Education.
A 9.
9. Okay. So yeah, so you hit it, it pulls up this thing, and then you're maybe tapping on another button or two, and it causes the map to shift, but the display becomes like increasingly fuzzy and confused. And with your 9, you're not entirely sure what's happening, and then Sour kind of comes over your shoulder, and she's like, "Well, that's odd." And she's like looking at it, and she starts talking about how she's what button did you press? And you kind of show her the buttons you're messing with, and so she starts kind of scrolling and using them, and talks about how it looks like the map is attempting to predict erosion and continental drift patterns. So it's like predicting uh like past and future geography of a target planet over like millennia. This particular map is. So whoever like designed these maps took an extremely long view of planetary geography.
Why would you need that information?
So that's a good question.
If I walk over to another panel and hit the same button, does it pop open a different map or is it the
It
same map
does.
again?
Pops up in a different map, yeah.
Um, you want to check through these, Rosalind, see if any of these you can recognize any of these planets from like this system or nearby systems.
Yeah, she goes through, maybe takes her like 5 or 10 minutes, and she realizes that they are all because she lives and works in this system. They're all planets in this system, um, but as she examines the panels, and finds the panel that corresponds to the main world of the system, she sees that it corresponds like that. There's no signs of any human habitation. Um, and she kind of continues toying with the panels for a while. She's maybe there for like 15 or 20 minutes if you kind of let her go off. And she she sort of realizes eventually that these maps are like 300 years out of date. Like they're just like their sort of endpoint on when they or the point where they think of as like current, yeah, is 300 years out of date. They have the predictions, and maybe those predictions are fairly accurate or even almost perfectly accurate, but they don't take into account um, human settlements that have been established on those planets in the last 300,000 years.
So we're saying this ship may have been sitting here for 300,000 years.
It certainly looks that way. And I suppose she's like, eh, she just says it certainly looks that way.
I'll drag my finger across a wall, be like, huh, you think there'd be more dust?
Good. Will you give me a biology check?
Am I doing that with education or
Education.
9?
You would definitely assume that there would be more dust, especially if there were people living here. Because I mean, like a lot of dust is what biological matter that is just like, you know, uh, almost like aerosol. Especially if there were people living here or living things, even if it was plants. Um, if it eroded and then just with like air currents or whatever, you would have thought it would have at least been disturbed and then settled. But there's no dust anywhere. Like zero. You like nothing, not even a little bit of dust.
Is there like an AI on here that cleans the place? Does it self clean? I'm so confused. I mean, theoretically, we take that soil back and test it, especially with it being radiated. If we figure out what element it was radiated with, we could probably come up with a relatively close date of when that happened. Bones, we could potentially see when they were put there. Then it seems they were put there before the radiation. Still want to find a way into this thing. I guess there was that one hole with all the wires over it.
Yeah.
Or we go full with the ball, go randomly hit buttons there and hope it doesn't destroy us all. Hey, maybe you eat the crystal. Maybe if we go snap some ends off of it and like chew them up, there's something going on there. Any volunteers? No?
I
Yeah,
don't
me
really
either.
want to get close to that thing.
um, I'll walk around while we're in under the stone. I'll walk around that central pillar. Is there anything on it, or is it just a pillar?
Good question. There are controls on it.
I'll hit a button on that one.
I guess I think all the controls are supposed to be holographic, but yeah, I mean, yeah, you hit the pillar, and oh yeah, God, I just lost it. The room itself, like the room, kind of goes dark, and the doorway outside is shuts, and there's like a gray surface that comes down over it. And then the central spire displays a three-dimensional holographic star chart that kind of, it like you're in like the Jedi Temple or something, right? It's the big star chart comes out. And will you give me an astrogation check?
Yes.
Actually, if you just have the astrogation skill, you recognize it. Never mind.
Okay.
You have the astrogation skill. You recognize it's the Regina subsector. You're in Canada.
The vagina subsector?
Regina with an R. Yeah. Yeah. And but unlike a lot of the display panels, this star map has compensated for stellar drift and shows the current configuration of the subsector. Taking those 300,000 years into account. But there are several differences between this star map and what you would recognize as like imperial charts. And yeah, there's a few things. One would be because you were imperial citizen, you kind of recognize like a lot of things, especially as like an astrogator. The Shinothi system has a planet in place of the current asteroid belt, which was destroyed like in a I guess people don't actually know why it was destroyed. It sort of lends support to those who believe that there was a world there that was shattered during some sort of apocalyptic war. That's like a theory that's kind of commonly believed, why there's an asteroid belt there. Secondly, and perhaps more impressively, there's a three-star system that does not appear on any current star charts, but is on this star chart, just in the middle of this subsector. And those
Is
are
there
on. Oh, go ahead.
is it like deep in the subsector, like nothing else around it, or?
It's kind of in the middle of the subsector. It's on hexes 2107, 2206, and 2307.
I feel like I need to make a note of those.
You said 210.
2107, 2206, and 2307.
Okay.
You got those?
Yes.
Okay. We get off this thing, feel like there might be some value in checking those areas out.
Yeah.
I'll fiddle around with some more buttons on this control panel for the star chart.
It looks like it does similar things. It takes, it goes back and forth with stellar drift, but for the most part, it just kind of circles. It allows you to kind of like zoom in, look at different sections, different star chart, different like elements of that star chart. Yeah.
And I figure out how to turn it off and open the place back up.
Yeah, you hit the center, you hit the pillar again, it shuts, it kind of all goes back into the pillar, and that door seems to open back up, or that space opens back up.
Okay, so this is like just I thought this was a way in. It's like a planetarium of sorts. Well,
I should say, rather than the buttons being present on the panels, for the most part, the buttons were all holographic. I think I described that poorly. The buttons are all holographic. That once you touch the panels and the panels lit up, the holographic controls then came up, and you were able to fiddle with those. So
gotcha.
the controls weren't present until you touched the panels.
Well, I mean, these went cool. Maybe we go play with the controls on the orb. All in favor?
I don't think it's a good idea, but I don't have a better one.
I mean, I think our options are either that or go full fiddle with that hole and see if there's some way to get down into the ship from there.
That too.
I would assume there's got to be a better way in the ship.
I'll be right
If it's
back while you guys discuss.
all right. If it's not this room, then it's something to do with that orb, or it's something to do with the ziggurat. Is my bet.
Yeah. I say we head back to the orb and try something there. And
I'm
then
cool for that plan.
if nothing happens there, we'll head back towards the ziggurat and look down through that hole. Maybe take a different direction to see if we can't see anything else.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm game for that.
Oh, Josh, did you get my Discord message?
I did. I was going to respond back to you.
Yeah, I
That's,
assume you can't go, but
I,
I know how much you like whiskey, and I thought maybe.
I sadly can't go because that does sound like really something really cool to do.
Right?
Like that would be an awesome.
It's 2 hours with him too, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
go fucking drink with Shaggy.
Right? I mean, maybe just call off work the next day. Be like, oh,
Ugh,
sorry.
it's less work and more home stuff. My wife's
Oh.
working. She's getting close to being finished with she's going to esthetician school. She's
Oh,
getting close to
cool.
being finished, and I think next weekend is a lot of practicing for finals and stuff, and I'll probably help her with that.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, I will tell him I said hello
I
from you.
appreciate
And I'll let you know how his whiskey is since he's going to have Rogue and Warlock there,
Yep, Rogue
which
and
I've never
Warlock.
had because it's super expensive.
Yeah, it's $150 a bottle.
Yeah, it's crazy expensive. So,
man, I wish I could go. Ask him if
Yeah.
he's going to do it again.
Yeah, you
well,
get to taste
That-
2 different types of whiskey.
no, there's more than that. There's bourbon
Well,
there too, I
yeah,
think.
but like you get to taste his 2 types of whiskey,
Uh huh.
and then
You get a
uh
special limited print autograph, so like it's a print you can't get anywhere else. Selfies with him, and then you get your own glass that has like Questin whiskey on one side and Scarefest on the other side.
Oh, are you doing something for
Come
Quest
on.
10?
Yeah, Matthew Lillard. I mean, you could come too, but I don't think you can make it either. Matthew Lillard is having a whiskey tasting next Sunday.
Oh, nice.
So you spend 2 hours with Matthew Lillard tasting his whiskey and other alcohols, and you
Very cool.
get the drink, the cup, an autograph, a selfie, and you spend 2 hours with him.
Awesome.
Yeah. So if you want to fly down for this one day thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
you could do it.
Yeah. All right.
No, I
What's your
mean,
plan?
I'd totally be down for drinking some bourbon called Warlock.
Yeah.
Right?
Not
But man, it's
paladin?
so expensive. It's so expensive.
It is. What's your guys' plan?
I think we're gonna go play with the orb. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick and I'll be right back. I
Yeah.
think that's what we're walking to the orb.
All right. So you guys walk towards the orb. Um, you kind of like perhaps you kind of walk or around like a little different route, um, path, and you come across a small like depression in the hull that you didn't notice before, like because it's maybe the size of like a small salad bowl that seems to be filled with like water. It's a little small pool of water. Yeah.
Should probably inspect that. Gonna wait for Josh to get back.
All right.
I will also be right back.
You got it.
And I'm not going anywhere.
I just got back, so I think I'm okay, but we'll see.
Good Lord, I swear it was like almost 80 like 2 hours ago. Now it's down to 60.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh wait, Courtney stepped away, didn't she?
Yeah, so I'm really all down for my warlock idea, but I'm kind of liking my monk idea too. The more I think about it.
Right. So while you were in the bathroom, your friends came across a small pool of water in
Water.
a small depression in the hull.
Got it.
Can I investigate?
Yeah. What you looking for?
I'll just stare really intently at it. Just kind of look, see if there's anything in it, see if it's just a depression of water.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me
Maybe
a
look at it from multiple angles, see if the light changes at all as it passes through it.
investigate check.
Okay. In or education.
Yeah. Int.
All right. Well, I mean, either one, it's going to be a +1, and that was a 7, so 10.
Yeah, it's just like a pool of water.
It's water.
10. Yeah, it's maybe, you know, 6 to 8 inches deep. Um, do you want to like? I'll give you the option with your 10. Do you want to like remove any water from the pool itself?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Say you like
I take a
splash some of the
handful.
water out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and um, wait like a minute, and the water seems to refill up to that level. But when you were investigating, you didn't notice any like pipes or nozzles or anything. It just seems to be like condensing out of the solid hull material.
Um, you got something you can grab a sample of that water, Danny? Probably
He nods, grabs another test tube, and takes a sample of water.
if that's drinkable, an infinite water supply or seemingly infinite water supply could be useful right now.
Yeah.
That along with Mantark meat.
All right. Yeah. You guys head off to sea. Oops. Close enough. All right. Yeah, you're back at the thingy.
I will bring up a control panel.
Yeah, you hit one of the pillars, and the panels, like controls, open up, and yeah,
Is there any like sliders or anything like that? Oh,
kind of
fancy.
looks like that. Yeah. Um. So the first panel, you start futzing around with this panel, and it you find out that it lets you um seem to like activate and deactivate the magnetic field supporting the sphere, and then potentially activate some other device whose purpose is not immediately apparent. Will you give me a engineering power check with
Ooh,
int?
I'm actually trained in that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's see. Power is a 1. But it doesn't help because I rolled a 4, so a 7.
Yeah. You're not sure what that second switch does. So yeah. So one console seems to, um, detach it from its like tether and also do something. And then you've got two other consoles that you can mess around with.
I guess play with all of them.
Okay, second console. Um, lets you control the sphere in all, like rotate the sphere in all 3 dimensions. So you can kind of, so this, we talked about that like white hexagonal thing. It lets you like rotate it, so that's pointing in all, in all 3 dimensions. And then there are some controls that seem to be designed to be able to like fly the sphere as if it's like a remote control drone, but those are offline currently.
The heck's this thing for? Is it part of the whole farming setup? What about control panel number 3?
So when you go to number 3, where do you have, what do you currently have the ball, like the system set as?
Where was it set originally?
Like this, facing center.
For now, I would leave it there. I mean, I might spin it out of the way, but then I would spin it back to that before I moved on.
Yeah, so you spin it back to its center position, and you go to activate panel 3, and it's non-functional.
Hey, Lexian, Jinx, you guys want to futz with the other 2 panels? This one's not working, but maybe it needs to be activated by the other 2.
Sure, I'll head over to one.
Yeah, I'll
I
take the other
walk
one.
over.
What are you guys doing with the other 2 panels?
I'll just follow what he's been doing
What
to
is
try to
that?
get it to work. I know he pushed a pillar,
Mm-hmm.
and that would show the control panel would show up, and then I
Yeah.
would just start pushing buttons.
This is a test to see how much you were listening. What is, so I know that, but like, so one of the panels detethers it, and the other panel controls it in, like, lets it rotate in 3 dimensions. And if it's untethered, lets it fly around like a drone.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. But yeah, that's what I do.
What do you do?
Told you I pushed the one pillar to get it to start and literally push buttons.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, they're
Just
they're
randomly
already all
push buttons.
activated because they've all been pressed.
Oh.
I mean, you could untether it.
Okay. I will untether the thing so it flies around like a drone.
Well, it's just untethered. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still facing down, but it's untethered.
Does control 3 do anything now?
And it's still facing down, but just untethered. Control 3 doesn't do anything.
Can you spin it around, Lexian?
Yeah, I'll try turning it so that it goes 90 degrees to the left. I'll just hit a button and see what it does, essentially.
Yeah. So it's facing kind of 90 degrees to the left. It's still facing towards like, we'll say 90 degrees to the left. Like it's still towards like one of the walls. You push the panel, it doesn't do it, and you push that third panel that Gino's at, it doesn't do anything.
Maybe we need to get it over the field.
Can you move it?
I mean, I could try.
You said there were movement controls on it before, but on the second panel, but they seem deactivated, right?
While it was tethered, yeah.
Now that it's untethered, are they active?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ooh. Do you think this thing can scan?
Possibly.
I don't know
Do we
why
want
it
to take
wouldn't.
it over to the Mantark and see what it can do?
Yes.
That sounds like a plan. Do we want to
I'm
let
down
Jinx
for that
drive?
plan.
Yeah, would that technically be a drone?
Be like a remote ops, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
To fly
So
it correctly.
I will say, hey, this sounds more like Jinx's area of operations, and I'll take
We've
a
Yes.
got.
step back.
Why don't you go
I'll
over to the first controls, Lexian? So
Yeah.
we got somebody at all of them still.
I will go and try to finagle this thing
Yeah.
to
Give me that.
scan the dead shark ray thing.
Lexian's Mantark.
Mantark.
So
Mantark. Lexian's Mantark. Got it.
to kind of put things in perspective, you want to have it scan something right
Mhm.
now. The
We
only
don't know
things
how to
you
do.
know, the only things you know that to have it do is move left, right, up, and down.
Mm,
You don't know because none of the controls are in a language that any of you speak.
of
You
course.
don't know any buttons that say scan. You don't know any buttons that say don't scan. You figured out what buttons are rotate, what buttons are move this way and move that way.
Mm.
So you can move it over towards the shark. Yeah.
Yeah, I will start moving it that way. Is it set in a layout that I would recognize as
No.
like a drone or
Nothing
something?
nothing here is in any sort of way anything really you recognize.
Hmm.
But you can give me a remote ops check because
Sure.
you guys have been toying with it. Yeah.
Let's
With
see. Remote ops.
int.
Int. Okay.
Yeah.
That's an 11.
Nice. Yeah. You um what are you pointing this piece at the shark? What do you like is that what you think of it as the front? Like what do you are you just like having it hover over at the shark or like what do you
Yeah, pretty much like the skinniest part, that bottom part,
mhm.
I would point at it, assuming that that is where the scanners are going to be.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's it goes and you as it like moves over you guys, you can hear the hum go wow and then fade away as it moves over the shark.
Oh,
My panel doing
okay.
anything yet?
Nope.
Is my panel doing
Huh.
anything?
No. Because you
Are
just have
any
the
of the
tether and
panels
untether.
doing anything?
Okay.
You have the
So I
control panels. You're controlling it. Jinx is.
Okay. Uh, so did something come up after the scan?
No, there was no scan.
Oh, there wasn't a scan.
all we know how
Okay.
to do is just move it. Like you're
Yeah.
just gonna have to start
Right.
hitting buttons.
We don't even know
Yeah,
if it's
okay.
scanned
I'm
thing.
just
And you only
all
have
right.
control. You only have movement buttons. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we only have movement, and that's it.
Jinx. So Jinx only has movement buttons.
I have the tether and
Okay.
untether.
You have tether and you have tether and untether, and then you have an unknown button that does something somewhere else, and then Gino has buttons that he can't activate. Those are the only
Um,
buttons you guys have access to.
Okay.
can
So
you?
mine is
Can,
just movement stuff. Okay.
Yours is just movement. Yeah.
Hmm.
how high up in the air is this thing?
Let's say she kept it the 3 meters. She just kept it the same
Oh,
altitude.
Yeah, I
how,
wasn't I
how,
wasn't gonna like raise it up higher. I'm not that crazy.
ca- how high can you raise it, Jinx? Like, don't take it out of the ship, but does it like go up by a couple more meters and then stop, or can it go all the way up to the
I
ceiling?
move it up
Yeah,
and we'll
she can
find
move it up.
out.
Yeah, she can move it up
Yep.
comfortably up and down.
Um, what if you fly that thing down over um the center of the ziggurat?
Oh, that's an idea.
Yeah.
I will maneuver it to the center.
Yeah. Give me another remote ops check.
9.
Yeah, you move it over towards the center of the ziggurat.
And I'll just have it hovering as
Yeah,
I
it's just
keep an
hovering over
eye
there.
on things.
What happens if you try to hit the tether button now, Lexian?
That's what I was just about to ask. I was gonna say, can I hit the tether button?
It's a good question. I don't think so. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Although
Okay. Can I
maybe
hit
if
that
you
other
do,
button?
maybe if you do, it starts to automatically
Like return to
return
home?
to return to home. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. I'll
Hmm.
hit it. If it starts moving back towards us, I'll stop it, and then say, "Oops." How about I hit the other button next time? And
Yeah, recenter it, Jinx,
yeah,
and let's
recenter it, and
try
then
that.
I'll hit the other button.
Recenter.
Yeah.
I'll hit the other.
Nothing. You don't know what happens.
Should we just push the big unknown button?
Well, I think that's what he just did, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Was the tether?
Oh, that's what he did. Okay.
Yeah.
I just heard
My
button.
only other thought is taking it up to that crystal thing and trying to do some of the
Oh,
same stuff.
I would be down for that.
Yeah.
I will try to maneuver it close to the crystal.
Yeah. Give me another remote ops.
Jeez.
Just don't
I've
crack the
rolled a
crystal, or
6
this
on
land won't be green and good anymore.
Yeah, I've almost rolled a 6 on every single roll tonight. They like one dice has always been 5s and 6s, which is crazy. That's an 8.
Nice. Yeah. You move it over to the. It goes zooms by you guys, but yeah, it goes over the. I guess actually it doesn't tether it. It just activates that control button that Lexian has just activates that magnetic field supporting the sphere. So yeah, when you hit
Oh.
that tether button, Lexian, it doesn't home back into you. It just doesn't
Okay.
it doesn't do anything because it can't support it. So you're good.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it goes back over to the crystal. Jinx drives it back over to the crystal thing.
I'll hit that
You
other
think
button that does nothing. That has so far done nothing.
Mm-hmm. Do you
Is
know
it
what it
still
does?
doing nothing?
Yeah.
And my
Ugh.
control panel's still doing nothing?
Correct.
I'm gonna
Jeez.
bang on it. Come on, you stupid thing, work.
All of a sudden, it explodes and the entire ship just crumbles.
Oh god. No, not again.
I mean, whatever the final function of this thing is, obviously comes from this panel.
But I don't get Do we need
Do
to
we?
put it on something for work?
What's that?
Do we need to like put this thing on another thing to get your panel to work?
I don't know. That was my idea with the
Huh.
ziggurat and the crystal, but neither of those did anything.
I mean, I
It,
don't know.
the
I
only
wonder
thing
if
out
there's
left,
like a hidden. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the only thing I can think of left is to stick it back where it belongs and then go clear that hole, and then maybe it does something with the hole.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Could it?
I mean, isn't that like the only place we've not really done anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, we checked it out and then just kind of kept on moving.
Hmm. It might have to go in the hole.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
No, I'm not going to put unattributed. It might have to go in the hole, or not unattributed. Attributed to Jinx. It might have to go in the hole. In the out of context quotes. That's all right. That's all right.
Oh,
I'm gonna
that's
leave that one.
funny.
I'm gonna leave that one on.
But yeah, since we talked
It's
about it,
just
I'll
for
go
us.
ahead
It's just
and
for us.
maneuver it. Yeah.
Uh,
I'll maneuver it back to where we found it,
yeah.
since
Yeah.
obviously we're getting nowhere.
Will you give me one more sense remote ops check?
Okay. Oh, that's
It's where she,
11.
yeah, you're good. It's where she real snake eyes that crashes into the ship.
When it gets back
Yeah.
over, I will hit that button to tether it.
Yeah, and the hum goes, and you're good. And you are
And then
all irradiated and growing extra eyes
Woo!
on your noses.
Excellent.
No, no, you're good.
Oh, that's not fun.
Can I just turn into Vasar and just have those extra tentacles crawling out of my neck
Yeah.
with the eyes at the end of them?
Ew.
Hmm.
Ew.
All right, where are you heading?
uh, well, we did say that we wanted to head a different direction back to the ziggurat area. So, did we want to head this way?
Yeah, might as well. Either that or we stick to a wall
Sure.
this time. Maybe we're less conspicuous to Lexian's Mantart.
I mean, yeah, we could, yeah. Let's wall and then head over.
All right.
Wall it up.
Will you all give
Got
me
it.
a recon check?
Recon. I got push 2.
Of course, now I roll horribly.
Wait,
Great.
no, +1.
I rolled boxcars, so 15.
I rolled an 11, so yeah, 11.
15 was the highest.
3. I rolled
Oh,
2 ones. All the luck
oh,
left me. I rolled 2 ones.
jeez.
Sucks.
Mantark flies right over her, and we're just
Yeah.
staring at it, and she's just
It's
like do do do
eaten.
do do do.
Uh,
Yep.
yeah, that was. I mean, I'm just gonna roll for the two of them, but I think that it was beaten double sixes. 15 was the highest.
Yeah.
Yep.
As Gino.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Gino, will you give me 3D
3D.
as you step on a landmine?
That was 5.
Oh, on 3D.
Yes, on 3D.
Ah, okay. Well, something shiny catches your eye in one of the fields as you guys are walking around over here. Catches your eye specifically, just you, in one of the fields.
Um, guys, there's something shiny over there.
But it's just
I
junk.
mean, you should go after it. It's
Broken
shiny.
bits of metal. On closer inspection. That's okay.
Let's I guess we might as well walk over there and see what it is. Carefully.
Yes.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah.
I could use telekinetics on it. Force pull it to me.
Uh-oh, something fell outside. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I think an animal knocked
Okay.
something over. Be right back.
I totally forgot that telekinesis has the power of flight.
It
Oh
does?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So you could have been just flying around all over the place.
Well,
Like
I mean,
Superman.
it
Da-da-da.
it costs more than half of my psi points, but yes.
Oh,
Didn't your stop
that
points
might
get
not be worth it
refilled
then.
when we ended up here?
So it got rehealed, and then I used one. I think I used
Well,
inspiration
that's what I'm asking.
one
We
last
we
time.
didn't actually we didn't actually ask what happened when you did your life detect. Did
Yeah,
Oh,
did
yeah,
it like
we did.
use the stop point, or are you like stuck at full while we're here?
no, it used it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
cause he just said that it just got refilled.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah, we
Oh,
can ask him whenever he gets back, but I don't
yeah.
think. I think it was just through like a. Uh, oh no, it was Eamon.
well, you both got it
Oh,
when
yeah.
when
He gave
when we
you
ended
his
up on
Yeah,
this thing.
things.
he gave me some he
I
lent me
remember
some
now.
psi
No,
essentially.
no, that wasn't it. It's when you. I remember when you guys both got here. Like he felt something, and then you felt something, and he like looked at you, and you were like, "Yeah."
Huh.
Huh. How,
Well, we'll
just out of
we'll ask him.
curiosity, how do you, yeah, how do you get the psi points back? Is it like rest? Is that it?
So after the last time I used it,
Mm-hmm.
3 hours need to elapse for
Three
the first
hours.
point,
Okay.
and then after that, it's every hour afterwards.
Well, I mean, that's not too bad.
Yeah. So if I
Okay.
completely expend all of my psi, which is 9, in 12
Jeez.
hours I have it all back if I don't use any.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
pretty good. Pretty good.
Which is why occasionally you will hear me ask, like, how long has it been? How long has it been? Has
That's
it been
smart.
more than 3 hours? Type thing. But since, well, I probably will have to ask because how long has it been since we were at the ziggurat? We walked the whole way back
Oh,
over, and then now we're
yeah.
most of the way back. How long has it been? I need to ask.
Yeah, I only ask because I've played D&D for so long. I like reference everything in D&D terms, which I probably shouldn't, but it just happens. So I was thinking it was like short rest-ish, which is what it is, kind of.
It,
Take a little rest, and then you
pretty
just gradually gain
much.
back, which is cool, yeah.
It because I try not to get below about 4 psi at all
Oh,
times.
yeah. You always want
So
to keep some.
essentially, it is a short rest, 8 hours, and I have it back.
That's awesome.
All right.
That's cool.
Good. All right.
We were going to ask a
So,
question. What was the question?
what was the question?
I think one was
Oh,
how
he
long
he
it's
used the
been.
he used the life detection psi point earlier, and if I remember right, him and Eamon both refilled when we got here, right? Wasn't that what it was?
I don't think so because you haven't been here that long.
No, I meant like as soon as they got here, they like felt reinvigorated or something like that. I thought was what
No,
happened.
Eamon had sort of given him
Okay,
refilled
so I
him.
was
Yeah.
okay. So you
Yeah.
were understanding it correctly, Lexian, and I was misunderstanding
Okay.
it.
And I
Yeah.
think another one was how long has it been since he's used the psi point? Like, has it been hours yet? Minutes? Because we've done a
Maybe
lot of
2
walk.
hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 more hour, and I can start regenning all my psi points.
Woo!
All 2 of them. Yeah. All right. Well, I'd say let's
Okay.
go look at this metal thing that we found in the
Yeah.
or shiny thing. Sorry, shiny thing in the dirt.
Shiny.
Shiny. Yeah, you go over, kind of brush away some of the dirt, and it just looks like shards of metal. Um, but if you're not sure what it is or what it does, or if it's anything of use.
Should we take this as a sample just in case?
Stick it in the backpack.
Okay. And then you're heading to E.
Yeah.
Yes. Wanted to kind of look at G as we were passing through, though.
Okay. Um. So yeah. So at G, it looks like several sections of the skull of the hull are scorched and melted. Um. Will
Somebody.
somebody give me gun combat energy with int?
All right. Mine is at 1. What's yours,
Mine would
Jinx?
also be 1 because I don't have any int pluses.
Oh, with int,
my
I would have it as a +2.
Yeah.
same here. Because my int's a 2, but I have 0 in energy, so Lexian wants to make that roll.
Okay, I'll do it.
Be smart.
Well, I mean, that is another, what, 8, 9, 10, 10?
And
Nice.
thanks. So it looks like some sort of like disintegrator based technology. So some very like advanced technology. Um, was used as like a weapon, and this is some sort of battle damage here. Um, but then these scars are covered with very thin fuzz of metallic strands, as if it is like trying to heal, like a scar or like on like flesh. And then while you're all examining this area, you notice that a piece of your ship's hull from when you crashed has like landed there um, during the crash or during your landing. And tendrils have already begun to emerge from the ship's hull and are wrapping themselves around that piece of metal and seem to actually be leaching um, the alloy and the actual um, almost if they're leaching the atoms itself from that piece of hull from this little piece of metal that flew off of your ship. Um,
Oh God, I hope it's not doing that with the rest of our ship.
How is it doing that?
How is anything doing anything right now, jeez?
Well, I mean, you guys are the smart ones. Are there like animals that could do this, or
This is
anything?
like I'm pretty sure this is just magic at this point.
I mean,
Okay,
to a certain point of view, science and magic are indistinguishable.
just
Well,
like
for
in the
right now, it's
first Thor
definitely
movie.
indistinguishable.
Yeah.
Wow.
If it's doing that to this piece, it's probably doing that to the entire ship.
Yep.
Might take longer for the ship, but
Well, it was a nice ship while it lasted.
I wonder how much trouble we're gonna get in.
Oh, I assume a lot.
What are you
How
talking
about
about? We're all
don't
dead.
blame me for it? Like, not
yeah,
my
they don't pay
fault
taxes anymore.
specifically.
Um, if you stand there and watch long enough, you can even see um, more metallic strands begin to grow over the battle damage, like um, as more of that piece of hull from your ship is leached away. Um, and so it would almost seem that, like, based on the rate of repair of the battle damage compared to like the ship being leached, that the kind of major restriction of this structure's self repair capability is a lack of resources. Um, that probably the atmosphere of Komesh just simply lacks the necessary elements needed to complete repairs on board this thing.
So, like, if someone had like dumped everything it needed to fix itself, it would have been fixed by now.
Exactly. If somebody had
Okay.
just backed up a dump truck of all those elements onto the ship and just dumped it there, yeah, it probably would have just leached all of it and he fixed itself. That's spot on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, then you guys are heading off to E.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. So you head back to E, and you're at the little depression. So yeah, there's this tangled mess of silvery cables at the bottom of this depression.
Does it look like the tendrils that we passed as the ship was healing itself?
No, no, it doesn't. They look like cables and connectors.
Can we move them without destroying them?
You can certainly try.
I mean, I guess I'll try.
All right. Will you give me a dex check?
Dex check.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Is this for everybody?
Nope. This is just for the gentleman who said he was going to try.
Never mind.
Athletics or just normal? Wow, it doesn't matter anyway.
Just straight dex.
+1.
You
I'm
got it.
I'm
7
sorry.
plus 1. That is 8.
Ooh.
Okay. It could be worse. It could be
Eh.
worse. It could have been a lot worse, believe me. As one of these, you are like trying to move these, and they are moving out of your way. But you're with your cybernetic hand, you're a little bit too forceful with one of them, and you like kind of pull it back, and it tears, and you're like, oh shit! And this silver cable rises out of the tangle and almost swings its head side to side, as if it's like looking for a place to reconnect, and at the same time almost looks like it's like a coiled snake coming out of like snake charmer's basket, and then lunges directly at your chest, and
Oh my god.
you take 6 damage as this thing tries to connect with your heart.
I
Yeah,
have
Oh my
armor.
god.
Would that negate it?
it will negate it. Yeah, so you're good.
Okay, so
Oh.
I take no damage,
Yeah, good. Yeah,
Dang.
yeah, it's not bad.
and I will immediately drop it back into the hole and be like, okay.
You back up, and then it goes and reconnects with a different cable. So it's gonna be a little more
Wow.
gentle next time.
So this is definitely a living ship. Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
So,
We move those damn things then.
It looked like they were moving. They were moving okay at first, but then he was just a little bit too forceful with one of them. Yeah.
Maybe if we
gotta
all
be
take
gentle.
our time and work together.
Sure.
Yeah.
That might work.
I guess I'll start off.
Okay. Everyone gonna work together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, everyone works together, and yeah, you're able to do it slowly, and uh, you move aside some of the cables. You're able to do it a little more slowly this time, and you find the top of what looks like a buried spherical pod, and it's marked with more strange glyphs, um, but with a little bit of like more experimentation. You're like, okay, well, touch seems to activate things right here, so one of you maybe taps it, and the circular section of the pod just seems to melt away, as if the metal's running like liquid to form an opening that you can climb through into this spherical pod.
Well,
This ship has the best stuff.
If any of it made sense.
Mm-hmm.
do we want to head down?
I think this is the easiest thing for us to do.
All right. Then I will be the first one to drop through. I will also have my weapon readied, but not like shouldered.
Okay.
And I'll like scan around the bottom room. Do you want me to make a recon or?
No, you're good. You drop into and this is weird, right? Like everything's weird. That's nothing new, but like this is just you are not expecting what you see when you I guess you're not expecting anything. Uh, Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. But uh you go through this hole, and it is like Alice in Wonderland through the looking glass, or through the rabbit hole, where you go through the hole and you feel that like lurching, sickening feeling of gravity shifting. As gravity was going this way, you go through the hole, and gravity is now going this way.
Oh
And
god.
then you are in
Oh.
this spherical structure, and you are standing on the surface of this sphere, and you can see um, you know the hole that you came through. You can see your friends who are looking at you, but they're looking at you upside down, and they're looking at your feet, and then you looking at them upside down, and you're just looking at the spherical structure where there are um, on the other side of the sphere, you can see some iris valves, and then you can see this like weird, almost mirror-like structure that's maybe 2 meters tall, maybe 1.5 meters tall. That's kind of silver, but not actually reflective. But that's a little bit of ways from you. But there's nothing else in this sphere, and I'm going to reveal that as you guys talk.
This is freaky.
This is
It
gonna
is
be
freaky.
horrible.
You guys seeing this?
They don't see a whole
Seeing
lot
EV
from their
upside
angle.
down?
Yeah.
I'll turn on my Neuralink and start streaming to them if I can,
Yeah.
so that they can see what's going on. Directly. And then I'll take a couple tentative steps. Does the gravity shift with me?
It does. Wherever you go,
What?
the gravity stays on the floor of the sphere, as if you could almost walk around this entire sphere.
Oh, this is trippy.
Wow. I hate this.
Um, gonna go up to one of the iris valves and like tap around it, tap it to see if it opens something.
Yeah. 1 sec here. Yeah, you can tap it and it will open up, and it looks like it opens up into another sphere. Is anyone else? Are you guys all just staying on the hull side and watching him go around the sphere?
Oh, no. I'll try to go the opposite way he's going if I can even orientate myself to walk like that. Because this is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if Jinx is going down, I'll follow after her and go in too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And
So
Sour's
we're
just
all
like Sour, kind of giddily, is like, she's like, yeah, she's all for it, following you guys, and there's you could just hear the metal scraping of Danny's flask as he's taking a sip, and he's like, oh, fucking hell, and he climbs in after you and
so are
follows
we
you.
all like standing on different sides of the sphere? All
Oh,
like
God.
So you all come through that hole. We'll say that um, you know Lexian went up to 43, but you all came through the same spot. It's not on the map, but you all came through the same spot. You're all in the same hole, so you're all in the same area of this circle, of this sphere. Yeah, it's a flat map, but imagine this. You guys will probably have to zoom in quite a bit
Oh,
to
there we
like
go.
actually
Yeah.
see the yeah. But I focused. I
I
tried
was
to
I was
focus ping
wondering where it
everyone.
was.
Yeah, there you go. I'll focus ping everyone again.
All right.
I'm zoomed into 171 if that means anything, just so it takes up most of my screen.
I'm at 200%.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, 200 is pretty good. And these things look like little benches almost. These little
Benches?
pillars. Yeah, they're about that height.
Is this a Tin Man? Because I'm getting Tin Man vibes.
Yeah, and then there's this thing
Oh,
over here,
God.
which is that mirror thing.
I'll head over to the mirror then once I'm done looking in this, being like, hey, this leads to another sphere.
Yeah.
well, while he's
Yeah.
going to that, I'll walk over to the 45 one there and see what it looks like if I open that door.
Yeah, it's just another iris hatch opens up into a another sphere. So yeah, so the it's a dull gray panel for Lexian. It's a dull gray panel, like a door or full length mirror, attached to like a wall sort of thing, standing there. And oh shoot, you have to zoom out for this one. Sorry, guys. I'm going to focus ping you because this is important for at least Lexian. because next
Okay.
to, give me a sec. Next to the panel is next to that big panel is a control panel. This isn't holographic. Is a circular control panel composed of 5 small buttons, 1 large one, and a trio of medium-sized stones. This took me a ton of time to try to understand how I think it's laid out, and this is the design I came, because they, in all their infinite wisdom, decided to never give you a picture of this panel, which would be the easiest way to do it. This is the layout I've come up with that I think makes the most sense. Oh shit, that's the wrong button. Let's see. I'm going to try to move it from my GM layer to the map layer so everyone can see it, and then I'll focus pingy once it's there. It's coming over like button at a time. So focus ping everybody. So this big thing is what the control panel next to this big door-like full-length mirror-like panel that Lexian is standing next to is at. So you've got this central button. You've got these 5 small buttons. The medium buttons I didn't quite draw big enough, I guess, but they are slightly bigger than. We'll do it this way. There are 3 of these underneath it. They are like little stones. They look a little slightly different than the buttons in the panel.
I guess as I look at it, I'll call out, hey guys, could we do the tried and true just push buttons until something happens?
Yep.
Might as well. None of it's making that sense to
That's what
us.
I would do.
Quickly glancing at it too, it looks like, well, yeah, I'll let you guys do your
I'll
tried
hit
and
the
true thing.
big button in the middle.
Hit the Sauron's eye button in the middle.
Yeah, that one.
Excellent.
Okay, so you hit that button, and the 5 buttons, the 5 little buttons underneath it, start to randomly light up and cycle until they until the first one lights up and the 4th one lights up, and then the gray panel begins to the big gray panel, that big mirror thing, begins to flicker and then turns silver.
That
And
means
there's
The
something.
button turns silver?
there's an almost, because you're standing close, no, not the button, the actual like mirror, the full length mirror that Lexian is standing in front of.
Oh, okay.
And there is an almost distinct, because where you're standing, there's a distinct change in air pressure around where you are as that panel turns silver.
Oh. Hey, this feels different over here.
I'm not surprised. Everything seems to feel different everywhere.
We'll go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to do it like this, just to signify X.
Hey, you said 1 and 4 are lit up?
Yeah, and 1 and 4 from the left, counting from the
Yeah.
left.
I'm
I'll
gonna hit button 1.
Okay. So then the panel shuts down, that air pressure goes off. Or the big panel shuts down and that air pressure goes off.
Then I'll hit it
And
again.
it was lit up, so it shuts down. You then, because it was already lit up, the light turns off.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'll so all the buttons are now not lit up again?
Correct.
I will hit the big button again.
Okay. You hit the big button, and the third and fourth one light up, and that big panel goes silver again. You feel that pressure change. Wait, hold. Give me 1 sec. Actually, I don't know. I don't think that. No, I think that's okay. Yeah, you're good.
What do you think it's doing? Because the air pressure, like it's changing something around here.
I'll walk over there next to him.
What if we touch it? Like the silver part.
um, hey, Jinx, want to
Mm.
tap it with your
Give me 1
sword?
sec. Back, bear it back.
You need him a sword?
Yeah, just something to reach out and tap this thing with. That's not our fingers.
I will heroically unsheath to tap it, and he's gone. I will tap it when he gets back. I'm wondering if it's changing like the gravity in there,
And
and
where?
that's what's causing all this weird stuff.
I'm thinking it might be like a portal type thing.
Oh, so I see I see. That would be interesting. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me with all the crazy stuff that's been on this ship anyway.
Yeah.
Jinx tapped it with her sword. The silver screen panel.
Her
Oh
sword,
yes, I tippy tapped it.
your sword
Mhm.
went into that silver thing and came out.
Oh god. Um. Oh, okay. When I see that, I look to my buddies. I'm gonna push my sword in deeper. Is that okay?
I mean, go slow, but yeah, go for it.
I am gonna push the sword in like almost to the hilt, maybe like an inch away from the hilt, and then just wiggle it and see if I hit anything.
You don't hit anything.
Okay. I will pull it back out. I didn't hit anything, which I
Let
am
me
assuming. Well, I mean, it could be a lot of things, honestly.
point your blade over here next to me, Jinx.
I point it his way
I,
as he
I
asks.
I will run the Geiger counter over it.
Nope. Nothing beyond
No,
the latent, like, whatever radiation is there normally that you've been picking up.
well, it didn't get radiated. Oh,
Hmm.
hell, here goes everything. And I'm just going to take and hold out my pinky on my
Mhm.
non-dominant hand and
Mhm.
stick the very tip of my pinky into this thing.
Okay. It's gone forever. No, you're good. You stick it through, and yeah. Um, the even the like the atmosphere or whatever on this thing feels the same. It just feels like it. Yeah, it's fine.
Um, hell, it didn't hurt. I'm just gonna stick my head through.
Careful, please be careful.
I'll stick my head through.
There's this guy shark and it bites your head off. No, you
Oh.
stick your head through, and uh, you stick your head through. Sorry, give me 1 sec. And you see a different sphere, like spherical to orb thing, that looks like it contains a stack of like unattached mirror-like things like that you're sticking your head through that are on the ground without control consoles, as well as a device floating in the center of the capsule that resembles a metal starfish that's projecting a constellation of lights. Yeah.
Well, there's interesting stuff in this room as I pull my head back out.
Yeah, they can't hear you until you pull your head back out and start talking.
Yeah, we can go in there. It's got more of these things all over the place, and weird starfish looking thing in the middle. Yes, we don't know unless we go. Why is everything spheres?
Maybe they like the sphere in its simplicity.
But what's the point of all these little tiny rooms that don't seem to have anything in them but more doors?
Maybe that is not for us to know.
Well, we got to figure it out now because we're kind of stuck here.
I guess. Sorry, I was trying to get philosophical. I don't think it worked very well.
That's okay, Jinx. This feels like a good
But
time to wax philosophical.
yeah, I thought so. Yeah, but if Gino says it's okay, I'm just gonna step through the portal. I'll be the first one.
Okay. Yeah, you step through, and what I described is what you see. You see a stack of these you see a stack of these mirror-like things, and this big metal starfish floating in the center of this sphere with these lights, constellation of lights coming off of it. I'm just trying to think if one sec. Okay, yeah, you're good. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah, you're good.
After
You're not dead.
Jinx is well inside, I'll follow him for her.
Okay. Yeah, you step through.
And I'll kind of start.
Sour's not going to wait for an invitation. She like rushes through, and Danny's just standing there staring at Lexian like, "The fuck are you supposed to do?"
I mean, seems like a great way to get lost, but after you.
Hey. Oh, he steps through.
I will step through after him.
Okay. Give me one sec.
It does seem like a very, very good way to get lost.
Yeah, it does. It does. Actually, I don't need to copy that. I just need to go here, here, here. And you all to this one.
Oh, so these silver things are literally just like laying around.
Mm-hmm. They're just stacked up on one another, just laying around. Yeah. Like you're looking at it like, I wonder with enough like elbow grease, you could pick one up and carry it off.
And So I'm walking around the sphere. I'm looking at all the lights the starfish thing is sending off.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like anything to me, or
Um, no, it doesn't. I mean, a quick count, it looks like there's like, maybe about 30 of them. That's like not an exact count, but like somewhere around there. Um, four of them have like small data tags associated with them. Again, in like holographic data tags, it's completely incomprehensible in terms of what the language is. Um, yeah, and there is also uh, but you do notice that two of those lights have a little holographic line drawn between them.
and do both of those lights have little tags on them?
No, neither of them do.
Is it like a line like along the surface of the sphere, or is it like going through space,
It's just
like
going
through
through
the air?
space. It's going through the air. It's just connecting two of those lights.
Um, wonder what happens if we cut that light off? Like maybe we take one of these big panels and set it between it.
Sure. Uh, I'll pick one up and try and position it in the way.
Yeah, the light just seems to go through it like a hologram.
Okay, so lights, lines, all holographic. Is this like some other sort of star chart or something?
Maybe that's telling us what this one is connected to.
You mean this sphere is connected to the other sphere we just came from, and that's what the two lights are?
Yeah.
I so want to. Is there a control panel on the other on this side of that thing we just stepped through?
Yep. Yeah. You want me to drive you back
Are
to the control panel thing?
are
Or
there
to
yeah
show
are
you?
there lights lit up on it?
Yes.
Are they in the same configuration?
No. They are uh, the first, the second, and that is it.
Hmm.
Okay, so I don't want to get stuck in here, but I have a theory. You've got a pretty good theory here going, Lexian. Let's go back into the other room that we know we can get out of, and let's make it change the light configuration and see if we go into a different place.
Did the last one have the lights like this one does?
Yeah. Well, they were different. Remember, they were 3 and 4 is what you had lit up on it.
Yeah. But like we don't have a that thing in the middle, the starfish looking thing, to tell us where it's
No, but
connected though.
right. I would love to do this in this room to see if it changes the way those lines connect, but I don't want to change it and then not figure out how to get it back till we can get back to that room. So I felt like we need to experiment from that room.
Okay. Uh did we want to leave something sitting on the ground here so that if we happen across another room that's like the exact same, like set up in a very similar way, we could tell, hey, that's not the same room. Like maybe that weird piece of metal you found?
Um, there was more of the
Hmm.
metal, right? We just took one piece.
No, I think you
I
just found
mean,
a
I
piece.
thought we took all of it,
Yeah, you just found a
which I
piece.
guess is a piece.
But that was the only piece out there, right? The one piece we picked up.
Yeah.
Um, I hate to just leave that. So we got
I mean, is there anything else we can leave?
Well,
Jinx,
I
you want to
mean,
leave your sword?
No.
it doesn't
How
really
dare
matter
you.
that much what we leave, right? I'll open up my med kit and just get like a random supply, like a piece of gauze or something.
And just
And
place it down like, kind of like in the middle of the room.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
well, whatever the middle is when you can walk around all of the walls.
Yeah.
The middle from looking from the panel. Like you turn around and it's like right there.
Okay,
Yeah.
now we'll
That way
set
we can
that
stick
down.
our head out of the panel, look around, and see it directly there.
Okay.
Now let's go back to the other room, hit buttons. And I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick, guys.
All right. Everyone goes back to the before room.
Yeah.
All right. And then I will go to the bathroom as well. Be right back.
Ooh.
All right.
Working outside today and pushing all the fluids. Now all the fluids are finding their way out.
Yep.
Mm.
Okay. Ooh, well, let me just. Um, will y'all give me, as you step back into this area, will y'all give me another recon check?
Seven.
8.
11.
Lexian, will you give me 3D? Well, actually, hold on, don't do that.
Oh, okay. I'll
You give
just
me
not
1D.
1D. Okay.
Yeah.
4.
Okay. When you step back into this room, you die. You notice something that you hadn't noticed before. Perhaps you were just too focused on like the strange environment. But like maybe tucked behind the like wall that this portal is built on, there is a like a belt or maybe a bandolier that's like studded with these small greenish rectangular objects. Um, that's just kind of like looks like it's fallen on the ground and maybe like kind of gotten accidentally scuffed or like knocked behind the wall, and it kind of catches your eye. So I'm gonna focus ping you all back over here, and
Okay.
I will drop a picture of it over there. It looks like this, but not that big.
go over and pick it up.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, I found a thing.
That a
Another
belt?
thing.
Yeah, I think it's stylish. I think it goes with my vac suit.
I mean,
I'm sorry,
maybe.
the circular thing reminds me of Stargate.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a mini Stargate.
Will you also give me one more 1D roll? +2.
+2? Okay, well that was a 4, now it's a 6.
Okay, and then on it, will you
Oh.
write down that there are 6 crystals on it? Of those like little greenish things, there's 6 of those on it.
Oh, there's 6 crystals on it. I
Do
wonder what
they
it
come
does.
off, or are they like buttons?
They're embedded in it.
Hmm.
Looks like they're embedded.
So you found a bedazzled belt.
I told you. I think it'll look
Can
real
we
good with my
push
with
them?
my vac suit.
Well, I am curious, like that suit that Rosalind has automatically changes size. Like, what happens if you try and put that belt on? Will it like fit to you?
I would like to try to put on the belt.
Yeah, it fits.
Does it look stylish?
Yeah, that's in the eye of the beholder. That's not for me to say.
Mm.
Oh no, now there's beholders. Shit.
Oh fuck, we fucked.
And you were all dead because this is Traveler. You guys don't have much HP. And yeah.
Okay. Can I press any of the crystals, or like they just?
Nope. They're just in it.
Maybe we'll figure out it does something at some point.
Just out of curiosity, is there like a holster or like anything? Like, could we
Nope.
put, say, a dagger or some small thing there, and it will just return to the belt?
Nope. Just a belt with some crystals on it.
Dang it, just a belt.
Just
Yeah,
a, just
I'm
a
gonna wear the belt. Like
cool.
it goes
Do the
really well with
crystals
my
look
jumpsuit.
anything like the crystal tree?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
That's a
oh,
good question. Uh,
very good question.
Well, and I'll walk over to the control. How'd you shut it off last time?
I hit the first button, like the button that was lit up.
Okay, so I'm gonna try hitting a button that's not lit up.
Okay. What? Let me focus Pingy back over there. What button are you gonna press?
I'll press number 2.
Okay. The panel. Oh. Give me a sec. Double check something. Oh no, it's right there. Yeah. 2. So those 2 shut off, and you connect to. You press 2. Yep. That 2 lights up.
So just one's lit up now?
Mhm.
What happens if I like press 4? Does the 2 shut off?
Nope. 4 lights up.
What if I press 5?
5 lights up.
These are lighting up, am I feeling any changes in pressure next to the panel?
No, it's dull gray. It's not silver anymore. As soon as you pressed that, it went gray. The silver went off. The pressure stopped. And yeah.
Okay, now that I got those 3 lit up, then I want to hit the big button in the center.
Okay. Give me a sec. Ooh, that's fun. So the panel. Damn it. Work. Work, you bastard. So the panel flashes up like in glyphs or words or things that you don't understand, and then goes gray, and all of the things reset to zero to null.
What the hell was that? None of this makes any
Did you
sense.
put in the wrong combination, maybe?
I
Maybe you
don't
can only-
know. And I just was saying, I don't know. I'm just hitting the big button again, like Lexian did the first time.
Maybe you can only maybe because so far every time it's only been 2. Maybe it's 2 points in space type thing. So you can only have 2. You had 3 activated,
Maybe.
didn't you?
You have a point. I'm instead of hitting the big button, I will stop mid press and I'll go over and I'll hit one of the little buttons again. I'll hit number 2 again.
Okay, just 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
And yeah, I'll go ahead and hit 1, and then I will hit the big button again.
Okay. The panel just shuts off. I don't know. I don't know.
Guys,
Great.
Give me 1 sec. I don't think there's a. Yeah, the panel just. Yeah, the panel just. Yeah.
guys, I think I hate this thing.
The panel just resets. It doesn't flash a word. It doesn't flash like words at you. It just like the lights go back off, and it doesn't go to silver. The words just go back off.
Okay, Simon, what?
You did 1 and 2, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, Simon, how the hell's this work? And I'll hit the big button in the middle.
Could I try a combo, please?
Well, what?
The
I hit the
go
big
ahead.
button. What happens? And then I'll be happy to hand it over to Jinx. Go.
The second, the
Okay.
third, the fourth, and the fifth light up, and the panel turns silver.
Okay,
Everything
so
except the first one.
if
Nothing
nothing's
makes sense.
pressed and we hit the big button, it just lights up random lights and turns silver. Screw it. If I die, I die. I'm shoving my head through the panel.
Okay. Man, you do die. So you, oh my god. You stick your head through that one, and there are 4 small winged humanoids floating at the very center of this orb.
Oh my
They're a
goodness.
silvery color, and they seem to be made out of metal. And they're just sort of floating as if they're like in the middle of space. They're just sort of floating aimlessly.
Are they moving at all, or just like?
They're just floating.
I'll pull my head back through really quick. We've got humanoids in whatever room this is.
Hey, turn on your Neuralink live feed and pop back through.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will turn on my Neuralink and I'll stick my head through.
Okay. Yeah, you do.
Okay, that is
And
creepy.
they look like
Ugh.
this.
Insectoid.
Oh.
Do we think we need to investigate these things as I pull my head back through?
I mean, they just seem to be floating there.
Yeah,
Um,
but what happens if we talk to them and they start shooting lasers at us or something?
Gun. We shoot back.
Okay.
hopefully, we
I
don't
mean,
need to shoot at anything in the tiny sphere room.
how about we just close this one and see if we can open another one?
Well, I mean, I'm all for that, but I feel like these things might be important. Seeing we found something humanoid on this thing. This is their ship, I'm assuming, in some way.
Could be, or they could be specimens
Oh,
brought aboard
That's
this
possible
ship,
too, but
it could.
or previous crash victims brought aboard this ship.
well, in any case, I
Or we
think it's
could
good
be
to
in an
know.
interstellars, and those are some of the things on exhibit. Dun dun dun.
Mm.
I mean, all right, we could go in. I'm gonna have my gun readied, not shouldered, but readied.
I'm just waiting for this guy to pop up at this point.
That just makes me think of the robot outside Jabba's palace. Miska Jabba Hutt.
Now this one's for Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember this movie. That was such a kick-ass movie. Isn't that with the kid and it has that little brown pet thing that it ends up finding and just keeping as a
Yeah,
pet?
yeah, because this whole ship was full of specimens, and he kept one of them. Yeah, because there's the kid.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a good movie. I love that movie. I need to watch it again.
I like how everything in the future is chrome.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I mean, how can you go wrong with Chrome?
I mean, Chrome is clean.
My blood is chrome. All right. So you're stepping through?
I think we should.
I think it's a bad idea, but I know my place. I'll be first.
Meh.
Well, if he thinks it's a bad idea, I think it's a fucking horrible idea.
Yeah, you're next, buddy.
Cool.
No.
All right. Focus ping you over here. You step through, and you can see for him just floating.
Want to like hold out my gun and like poke one of them with the barrel of my gun?
All right. It starts. So you have to, because they're at the center of this thing, you have to like jump up to get to it, and as you do, you feel gravity lessening um, as you're approaching the center point of this orb, and you poke it, and your force carries you. Will you give me an athletics dex check to right yourself, because this you're not expecting this, right? You're like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
I gotta jump to get to this thing. So you're like, okay, you jump up, try to hit with the butt of your thing, and you jump up, and then you're like, oh god, what's happening? As gravity just like lets go of you, and you're all of a sudden floating, and you hit it, and its eyes light up and stare at you, and you're like, oh shit. And then you're all of a sudden passing by it, and gravity is now pulling you to the other end of this orb. So there's like, as you find out that there's a 0 point at the center of this orb where gravity is 0.
Well, I just rolled a 15, so
Nice. So you're like, oh
Damn.
shit. And you're
Oh.
like, okay, tuck and roll. And you tuck and you roll and you land on your feet on the other side. So you are over here, and everyone else is over there. And
oh great.
this thing wakes up,
I'm away from the portal. Awesome.
and its wings extend out, and it starts gibbering in some unknown language at you. And like it's looking at you. Its wings are kind of like flapping and you can see little like jets going, and it like reaches out with like little spindly fingers and taps its friends, and their eyes like light up, and they turn and look, and they kind of position themselves
Uh-oh.
and coming down and land, and they're like looking at you, and they're doing these like weird, almost like reptilian and like avian motions, and like they start jabbering at you in this like mechanical but just unknown language, and they're like
Um,
walking up to you and just jabbering at you.
I don't understand what you're saying. Do you understand me?
It's just jabbering at you.
I'll kind of put my hands up in like a surrender type of pose. No, no harm. I don't understand you. You don't seem to understand me, but no harm.
It
Um,
goes to grab. It goes to take your hand.
um, I mean, I'm in a bad spot here. I guess I'll just let it. What happens?
It takes your hand. It starts walking around the orb toward your friends and the other three are approaching your companions. What are you guys doing? And it's like not like aggressively dragging you, but like like we gotta go, man. Like almost like a kid. Like I gotta show you something, man. I gotta go show you something. Like it's like kind of hurriedly trying to almost like yeah pull you.
Um,
I'm gonna put my claw hand on just in case they try to get fresh, and I can at least, get them in close range without obviously having like a sword pointed at their face.
Yeah, will you give me a stealth check?
Of course, I'm sure it'll be horrible, but that's okay. Is that dex based?
Yeah. Give me stealth checks. I'll take that.
8.
8. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, they're not focused on like you doing that, so they're just three of them are jabbering at you. I guess they probably have they nominate one to be their speaker. So one of them's kind of like jabbering at you. I say doing this, its mouth isn't moving. It's just a speaker and noise coming out
Oh.
as noise is jabbering at you. Um, and it doesn't make any sense. And it's like pointing at the portal as one of its friends is now at the portal, like hitting the center button. It goes blank and is now putting in different things in that coordinate. So you are now not
oh,
going back to the way you came.
awesome.
Wait.
Yeah, it's too
Oh,
late. It's too
Oh
late at this point.
God.
They are going, yeah. So they hit. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, guys,
Ah,
I don't know what's going on, but I think we're along for their ride now. So let's
thanks a
just.
lot, Gino.
Well, I mean, maybe this is our
Ah,
best chance of getting to the bottom of what the hell's going on here.
I guess.
It tries to. It puts in. Let me see.
I'm gonna watch it as it's hitting the button
Yeah.
to see. Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Give me one sec. It hits. Just gotta find the right combination. Go back and forth between tables. So it hits just the center button, just the third button, and then hits the big button. And when it does this, the 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 death like the little buttons they don't reset, they don't turn off, but you see the portal like flashes with words on it again, and the thing like cocks its head and looks at it and turns and looks at you guys and looks at you up and down and goes, starts jabbering in its unknown language, and just doing this.
Um,
Uh,
are we
And
talking about like? Do we need? Are we supposed to be wearing something? What are we doing here? Um, I'll like look at him and I'll hold my arm up and I'll like grab my coat and like pull at my coat and be like, "Is this what you're talking about?"
it's like, cocks its head again as one of its companions starts putting in a different code, uh, and you see that happens as poor Gino, the one that has your hand. You notice its eyes go from this like, turquoisey seafoam green color to red, and its grip on your hand becomes much more aggressive and
Um,
very uncomfortable.
um,
And it
um,
it turns and begins to swipe at you. Uh, and we will roll initiative.
what did I do?
You pissed it off somehow. God damn.
10.
12.
And roll for your companions together because it's easier. And there, I'll give them I think that they've got. I'll just even out their bonuses. So give them +1.
So does
Oh,
that headset piece, does it look like, kind of looking at it here, I'm trying to remember. Does it kind of look like Rosalind's face? Like
what the?
what her suit
Um,
looked
Lexi?
like?
Not really. It looks different. It looks like some sort of. It looks alien. It looks like an alien creature. Um, yeah.
I just didn't know. I knew that suit like conformed to fit us, so I didn't know like if the face part of it, like the overall eye structure and things looked similar to her suit or not.
Gotcha. No, not quite. Yeah, this just reminds you of something different, or it doesn't remind you of that. What was Jinx's initiative?
I brushed you, cat, and it feels like I did no good. Still covered in hair.
Jinx.
oh, sorry. My initiative is a 14.
Nice.
Yep. I rolled
Dang.
box cars. That's
You were
two
going.
sixes, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, box cars.
All right. You were going first.
Am I close to one of them?
Yes, you are close to one of them. Um, if it makes a difference, its eyes are still seafoam.
Am I close to the one that is trying to hit my poor buddy Gino?
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over and slash him
Yeah, go for it.
with my fist. Nine, 10. That's a 10.
Okay. Yeah, give me your damage.
13 points of damage. It has an AP trait too. I do not remember what armor piercing, AP 5. The claw fist.
Did you add in the 2 from rolling the 10?
No, because I never remember those buffs. So that was. Let me. I still have the same
It,
roll, so let me add again.
it's anything
Oh.
over 8. You just add the
Anything
ones
over
with the
8. Okay.
So you
So
rolled a
that was
10, so you'd add 2.
8.
Nice.
I think it
Just
was
trying to get
12,
this
so
wrong.
that would be 14 points of damage. Yeah.
14. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. So you slice at it. It does some decent damage. And like yeah, but these things are at least can be made out of metal. So you you slice at it, but it's like it's just hard to damage pure metal with metal, but
Right.
you do something. And the other two that aren't at the portal just like immediately clamber on this thing and tear it away and go to tackle it and just start tearing it limb from limb. You can just see them like
Oh.
they're just going to town on it to get it off of Gino. As their third friend is like as the third one is like putting in a different code. And
Interesting.
at the end of their turn, another one of their eyes turns red. And it's Lexian.
Oh shit.
Well,
It's one of the ones that just piled on the one and toward the. So there's only 3 of them left. The first one whose eyes turns red, he's gone. One of the 2 that jumped on him, his eyes turned red, saying he
Oh no, it's a
got more
zombie
damage.
virus. They're turning into
uh,
zombies.
um, well, I'm gonna try and hit the one that's eyes turned red without hitting the other 2. And I brought that. I brought the cannon.
He did.
Let me double check. It's statistics. Cause I want to say it has explosive rounds.
It do,
Yeah,
but they don't have an
explosives ain't
area
gonna.
of effect.
They don't have an area of effect.
Nope, it's a small explosive. It's what makes the bullet do extra damage, and it's supposed to be particularly good at like destroying like objects. Like you can shoot like a satellite or something,
Like
a satellite
something
dish, and fuck it up or
possibly
something like
metal.
that. Yes,
Uh, well, I mean, how about I use the cannon for the second time? Sorry, second time. Uh, I will shoot at the one that's eyes turned red. Oh wait, I would have to draw it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have my gun readied. I can what aim and then burst will only do 3 rounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
with the
I
cannon.
no with the
No.
growler.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
because I would have to draw the cannon
gotcha.
and I wouldn't be able to aim before shooting. But if I because I already have my growler like on my chest, I could just kind of aim and then shoot. I think I'll do that. Uh, the burst mode that still confuses me. The
If you do burst fire, you fire 3 rounds and just add 3 points of damage to the one attack roll.
okay. Well, I'll
So
do
it's
that.
basically in firing 1 3-round burst, where full auto you're firing 3 3-round bursts.
Okay, I'll fire just one after aiming. So that would be a +1 plus my 3, so a +4. And I rolled 5. So that'd be 9. 9 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a +1 on that shot. And then the +3, correct? For the
Yep. +3 for
damage.
the first.
Okay. Well, uh, here's the 4D damage. 5 and 4, 9, 10, 12, 15, 16. 16 points of damage with AP of 3.
Okay. Yeah, you shoot at it. It's still up, but it looks pretty riddled with bullets.
Nice.
Gino.
I'm gonna draw my stunner, and
Okay.
I'll shoot at the same one he just shot. My stunner.
Go for it.
10.
Okay, give me that damage.
See, stunner's 3D, right? Yeah, 3D. Wow, 3 twos. I rolled so 6 plus another 2, 8. 8 damage with the stunner.
Okay. Yeah,
Is it
it
a
seems to
Tuesday for
like
you?
kind of fry whatever's left of its circuitry, and it like sparks go out of like the bullet holes that are left in it, and it drops down. And uh, Danny and Sour just kind of ready their weapons. And the other one that was with it, you see its eyes turn red, as well as the one right behind you that just opened up the portal. Jinx, top of the order. You've got 2 baddies.
Okay, so
One behind you, one kind of like right between. We'll say right
they
between you
all
guys.
have red eyes now. That is what you
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say the stunner seemed to do
Um,
something.
I would have to draw the stunner though, but that should be okay. I'm going to, because I have the clawed glove on my non-dominant hand, because it's just flailing. I'm going to pull out the stunner and shoot the one that's behind me.
Mm-hmm. Go
Let me
for it.
roll that. Okay. That is 11.
Okay. Yeah. Give me the damage.
+2, I remembered.
Oh, he rolled an 11, so this time's +3.
Oh, +3. Oh, ho, ho. So that's 11 points of stunner damage.
Okay. Yeah, you see it, jerking as it's getting ready to turn to attack you. Lexian.
Mm. So the other 2 now have red eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and the one that I shot
Is dead
is dead.
or destroyed.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm having trouble visualizing in the 3D space. They're at
Yeah.
It's all short range right now.
yeah, well, okay. I was uh I'll just turn to the one that's closest to me, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, that
And
Jinx just shot.
yeah, and I'll finish it off.
Go for it.
Same plan as last time. Aim, shoot. So I have a +4. Uh 5, 4, 9 again. Seriously? +1 and then the damage. That's better. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then an extra 3. So 18 damage.
Yeah, you blow it away, and it like it falls back and like hits the portal key, and you just see boom, 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 lights go, and random lights pop up as it had like like an entry code had been put in. It like had like undone the code, and now it's just a random direction. So
Okay.
whatever code
Uh-oh.
the good one or the other faction, the other thing had put in, um, maybe one of you saw. We'll see. But now it's just going to a random direction, a destination.
Hmm.
But there's still one left. Gino.
We'll go at it with the stunner. I will aim first to get an extra point there. Didn't do me any good because I rolled snake eyes, so I'm not hitting that.
All right. It's going to turn, and it's going to attack Gino because it's closest to you. It's going to. Nope. That's 4, 5, 6. Not close. All right. Your companions, they will both, well, at least Sal will take a shot. Nope. Well, does she have? Yeah, she does have gun combat. So actually, you're right. Okay, cool. So she does some damage. It looks pretty rough. And Danny, I guess, does Danny even have a weapon? Did you guys give Danny a weapon?
I feel like we would have gave him a sidearm. Somebody
Okay.
gave him a sidearm. I know. I can't remember who it was. Somebody gave him something.
I know I gave somebody my laser pistol. I do not
Yeah,
remember if it
Yeah.
was him.
That was
but I
It
Danny.
would
did
have been
do
Danny.
that.
Yeah.
Because yeah, she came with
Yeah.
a weapon. Yeah, no, he still misses though. He's like, ah! And he shoots and it just blares off into the ground. And Jinx, you're up. There's only one. There's only one left.
Okay, I aim at the. Oh, I don't think this is gonna hit. 7.
If you would have aimed first, you would have hit.
I know. I keep forgetting about aim, but that's okay. I'll remember next time.
Yeah, Lexian,
Hey.
finish it up. Finish it.
Well, I will do exactly that. You know how this goes. Aim first. Get that +4 to the attack. Not roll a 5 again. I rolled a 3.
No, no.
I rolled a 7 total, so I
Excellent.
ain't doing anything.
Let's just keep it going.
Gino, maybe finish him.
Okay,
You're
aim
engaged in
and
melee. What do you have?
fire. What's that?
What do you have? You're shooting with.
Stunner.
Okay, cool.
A 9.
Woo!
Give me that damage.
Good lord, my damage rolls are not great. 10 damage.
There you go. All right. You needed 9, and you got it. All right. Yeah, you stun him, and the eyes just like burst, and it slumps to the ground. And I'll be right back. You have a portal to somewhere, and 4 dead things on the ground.
Poor dead things.
Discuss. I'll be right back.
What? they were nice, and then suddenly they stopped being nice. But like when the first one wasn't nice, the other two attacked it, and then they became not nice.
That's why I said like it's the zombies. Well, I did watch Train to
Well,
Busan today, so that might have made me think about it. But no, I mean like literally they were infecting. It looked like they were just infecting, which is crazy.
well, I think they're just robots.
But what
So
made the rest of them turn like that is the question.
maybe a maybe a computer virus of sorts.
Maybe.
Maybe they're the ones that killed the humans. Maybe things went wrong.
Oh. This also reminds me of a Critical Role thing because Sam Riegel's first character in the campaign they're doing right now, he was a warforged, but when he got too much stress, he would go ape shit insane, and his eyes would turn red, and he would start attacking. He would pretty much go berserker.
Yeah.
I am getting that vibe from these things. Like they went
Yes.
berserk, attacking everything. I'm wondering what it.
I mean, Gino's definitely walking over to the one that got ripped to shreds and looking at the pieces.
Yeah, definitely. I'm wondering if there's like. So this might not be a thing, but maybe they were like remote control too. Like someone was watching what they were doing and made them go crazy?
Why would they go one by one then?
It
I don't know.
kind of sounds like one was like they were all infected, and that's why they were floating there in the first place. And then we reactivated them, which caused them to go berserk, and then now we
I
just
mean, that could have been it
ended
too.
it.
Um,
We ended it
I
all.
Gino has walked over to the one that got ripped to shreds and is like picking up parts and looking. Is like it completely mechanical?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, these are definitely all machines.
Huh.
I would say we should totally take one back to the ship and see if we can figure out how to hook up to um its neural system, but I don't know how we get back.
I would be
Did,
Yeah, and I would be afraid it would infect something with what just
did
happened.
did anybody see the code that that thing put in?
Uh
Like you were pretty close, Gene.
maybe? Do I need to roll something? Good
Yeah, give
sir.
me a recon check.
Okay. I am gonna let me organize my dice real quick. I am going to use 3 luck points because this seems rather important before I do this. So let me adjust. $11.
11. Yes, it had just lit up the second one, so it was nothing lit, nothing, nothing, nothing. But currently,
Yes.
nothing. Currently, the second and the fourth one are lit, and not the first, third, and fifth.
Do we want to look
Okay.
through this one first?
Oh,
I
excuse
mean,
me.
I can always pull my head back through and you can hit the button.
I
Yep.
mean, if you want to, sure.
I will.
Also, Lexian, you feel slightly odd as you kind of like you're like, oh, that was a little weird. Almost like just like a little rush of fatigue uh, as your your current psi drains by 1.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and you notice that one of the crystals on your belt is lit up.
Uh oh.
Oh god.
Mm.
Or is glowing, I guess. Yeah, slightly. But yeah. Gina, are you gonna look through, pick your head through this?
Yep, I'm gonna shove my head through, be ready to pull it back out, tell Jinx to hit the button if need be.
Okay. Yeah. So you stick your head through. Um. So in the center of this kind of smaller capsule, um, is like a multifaceted, maybe meter tall crystal inset into a hexapodal stand. Three of the stand's legs are broken and appear to have been cut with some sort of laser. Yeah, it looks like it's some sort of device that's been either like discarded or you're not sure. Here,
Big broken. I'll pull my head back through. Big broken crystal looking thing in there. I don't know if we want to investigate it or we just want to try putting in the code that the other dude put in.
Mm,
What
I
code's
mean,
this
but
one?
we're not gonna know what it does. That's the only thing. I mean, we don't know what anything's gonna do.
Um, does Lexian want to make a note of this code that's currently shown?
Yeah, what was it again?
the second and the fourth.
Okay.
Mm. And I guess I'll hit the big button then and just shut it. I guess shut it off. I think maybe I don't know.
Yeah, that shuts it off.
All right, and then I want to hit the second button, and then I want to hit the big button again.
All right. All right. So you hit the first one, and then you hit the center button.
Or hit the second. It was second one, right? That was the one
Yeah,
he had
sorry,
left
the second one.
originally.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yes.
second one. Hit the center
Yes.
button.
Okay. I have 1 sec here. Okay. And yeah, it lights up. What you all gonna do?
I mean, if it lit up, I'm gonna stick my head through that one.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like kind of similar to the first room you came into. It's an orb with 4 iris hatches in it.
Not one where it's not where we came from, but this one's got iris hatches, and I'm thinking we start to use iris hatches because we understand how those work.
Yeah.
Um, but first, and I'll go back over the one that they tore to shreds. So they like tear its head off.
Yeah, probably.
Um, I'll take its head then. I don't know if they would put all the important parts in the head since it's humanoid, but I don't think we're going to lug a whole one of these things around. Or 28 would definitely be interested in this. And I'll stick it in the backpack Lexian's carrying. So when we're looking at that, it says 221, 215, 216, 2B. I'm assuming that's not there when we're looking at it, like in the
No,
room.
it doesn't. Yeah, you have to
Okay.
ignore those. What you do see is that the one that says 2B, the iris hatch is like scratched and marked. You've all noticed, like with your missed shots and things like that, you haven't been able to inflict any sort of mark or damage on any of the material that the ship is made out of. So whatever caused this damage is a mystery to you.
Well, we're totally running low on mystery, so good thing we found that
Yeah,
one.
it's a little sprinkle of. I figured you guys were running low. You guys are. Yeah,
Hmm.
I does the
knowing too
damaged one
much.
does the damaged one open?
Yeah, you can go open it.
Do we want to open this one, guys?
Sure. It seems like a great idea.
Sure, let's go.
I will pop it open.
All right.
I'll take point.
It opens up into what looks like you would almost say kind of a familiar sight, into like a locker room.
I will head in. And I will take a look around.
Yeah, so most of these like storage lockers are empty, but searching around, you find 6 of those little discs that are almost identical to the ones that Sour has.
Hey, I wonder if these are same thing Sour has. I'll take one and I'll
One
like
would
put it on my chest and tap it.
Yeah, you're currently wearing armor, so it doesn't activate,
Oh yeah, that's
but
right.
it sticks. Yeah.
It sticks. Ooh.
Mhm.
I mean, we could always take these.
they could definitely be useful.
Oh yeah.
So do we have to be completely armor free, or like what our cloth, or so our cloth armor blocks it from working?
Yeah.
Um, I'll screw it. We got to figure this out for sure. I'll go walk off behind one of the storage lockers and take my armor off. Put the disc on and hit the button.
Yep. And it works. It's a familiar yet odd sensation that you've experienced before.
Well, we found a bunch more of these things, so that's cool. Do these things have an armor value? I would assume they do, since most.
They do. Yeah. Yeah.
Are we able to discern that, or is it just unknown to us?
It's unknown until you
we
sort
get
of
into combat.
Yeah.
Till we get into combat and take a little bit of damage and realize that
Mhm.
hey, this is the armor value.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta risk it to get the knowledge biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can I tuck my armor in your backpack, Lexian? I'll just wear this thing for now, I guess.
Sure, I'll be the pack mule.
I mean, you are the only one of us that's not weak.
Yes, true.
Well, should we go try a different iris valve?
Yeah, sure. Do we want to just do the next one in the row?
Yeah, might as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
16.
16.
So 16 takes you back to a familiar site, which is the room with the portals stacked up and that starfish oops,
Ah,
there's
Oh, there's
two of
lots of
you.
them.
ah,
We
we
duplicated in
duplicated.
this room.
Yeah. And that starfish like thing. But now there's there's still 29 lights, but there's a line connecting two different lights.
What about the panel in this room? Is it gray or is it all?
It's gray.
Um,
Yeah.
let's see. How was it lit up when we looked at it before? I think it was it 2 and 3? Think so. Mm, can't hurt. I'll hit 2 and 3 and then hit the big button.
2 and 3. That lights up. Yeah. And it turns silver.
I'll stick my head through.
Yeah, it looks familiar. It's a room. There's 3 iris valves, iris hatches. Um, one of them is open.
Let's there's more iris valves in here. It looks kind of like the first room we were in. Should we step through and see? I mean, we can get back out. That's a great
Sure.
thing.
Let's do it.
Which valve? Which iris valve is open?
Good question. Just give me a sec. It's gonna be a spoiler alert. The one on the far right.
I guess I'll go take a look in it.
It opens up to a room with 3 more iris hatches and another portal. Maybe that was the room you originally started in.
Mm,
Do you want me to take the lead?
yeah, probably wouldn't hurt.
All right. I'll take us through Portal 34.
Wish we had some way to like mark these things.
There are 3 more iris hatch. Well, 2 more because the one you just came through that's stuck open.
Is the portal on the wall shimmering or silver, or is it gray?
It's gray.
Okay.
How about we just peek through both the other 2 iris hatches?
I'll take the one on the right here.
And I'll look through the center one.
Okay. So for the one on the right, but Lexian, you peek your head through.
Mm-hmm.
You peek your head through that, and a iris hatch opens up in the room with those like robots that you didn't notice was there when you were in that room. You could have sworn, I mean, I guess
It
you were
wasn't.
distracted. There were robots, but you're like, I don't remember seeing that from that side. But oh, okay, I guess it was there, huh? Okay, sure. So
Yeah.
you peek your head through. Sure enough, it's a connection to that room. Gino, you peek your head through 31, and uh, this one, you go to hit the hatch to open, and it doesn't open. And it like flashes a warning sign, or flashes like something in the language, something in a language you don't understand.
Well, that one doesn't work. And with that doing whatever it's doing, I don't think we should try and force it. Back to the previous room, the one where we walked through the portal, 26.
Sure.
Should we check these 2 hatches? I'll take middle one if you want to take left.
Sure.
Okay, so 26. The middle one leads you to, again, this place where you could have sworn you didn't see an iris hatch, but sure enough, there is one there. To that room with that like crystal in that broken holder. That's just kind of staring at you. I mean, it's crystal. I guess it doesn't stare, but you're looking at the crystal. Like, weird. That portal's not open anymore because you closed it and opened the portal to a different room. And then 23 is a pretty large capsule that is a complex web of machinery that is, some of it's humming and some of it's going, and like some of it is seems to just be building, or almost like just spinning out this weave of black material that's just like hanging from the ceiling and then feeding back into another device a millimeter at a time. Then you can see a disintegrator beam that is just disintegrating it. So one machine in this room is taking resources and turning it into this giant spool of like, millimeter thick or tiny thin gauzy material, and then feeding it into this other machine and then disintegrating it.
Oh,
Well, that seems useful.
And there's a portal in that room as well that is not active.
so
I
I want to
think we
try.
keep Iris. I think we keep Iris hatching while Iris hatching makes sense. We go through this portal. It took us back to this room, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if this is kind of like metagaming or not, but I think I figured it out how the rooms work.
I mean,
But
if Lexian thinks he's got it figured out,
but
then
Yeah.
so the thing is that we have that 234, 224, 223 and stuff on there. But like, so I think I personally have figured it out, but I don't know if like, because we went the second and fourth were lit up, and we went to room 24.
I
So
see what you're saying. But that would be kind of
yeah,
meta
but
because we don't know
yeah,
what
would
those
that be
numbers
meta
are.
because we're looking at the thing saying this is to this room? We don't have a numbering system for it.
Well, but did 2 and 4 take us to the crystal room? Was that where we went with it?
That is what they put in this room over here, and that's I think that's what we popped our head in and looked, and that's what you saw, and then you brought your head back, and then you tried a different code.
No, I saw that through one of this Iris, the 24 Iris battle.
We saw it first through a portal.
Well, yeah, we saw it first through the first portal, and so you marked it
What
two
was
and
it?
four was what was turned on there.
Yeah, you told me uh
Okay,
when after we killed those robots to take note of the number that they put down, and I wrote second and fourth, and then when he opened it, it went to room 24, and I'm like, that's when I made the connection, but I don't know if Lexian would have made the connection. So like, would that be metagaming or not? Is what I'm asking.
I mean,
Because
we
like,
don't know these numbers, so that feels
yeah,
meta to me.
but like, I feel like there's also a way that we could. Well, no, because there's six. There's no sixth button.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was say, does the theory hold up if you try with a different
it
orb
it
Yeah.
works
sphere?
with everything but 46 and 16 and B, because like those are letters, and we only have what 5 buttons. So I or 5 buttons for the room.
Well,
That's why it's like I feel like I figured it out, but I'm not sure if Lexian would have, or if anybody else would have put that connection together.
I know
I mean,
right
yeah,
now
yeah,
if we go through the portal, that takes us back to 16, which has a hatch back to this room. So we could check the other two hatches, and
yeah.
that would be all of the iris valves we currently have access to
That
opened,
would be,
other than
yeah.
that 30, what was it, 31 that wouldn't open? Yeah, 31.
I'm gonna draw on it in black, saying that it won't open. All right. Well then, yeah. I guess we'll head back to
22.
Yep. And try.
Because
22.
we opened. Do we opened B and 16? We've got 15 and 21 we can open.
How are you getting to 22?
Through this, we went through this portal because we didn't change anything with this portal unless it changed on its own, and that took us because we got there from 16.
You got to 26 from 16. Yeah.
Yeah, but then we got to 16 from an iris valve that goes to 22.
Ah, that's right. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Unless it disappears when we get back to 16 because it wasn't there originally.
Nope, you're good. Yeah.
Then I guess I'll take 21 if you take 15.
Sounds good to me.
Uh, 15.
I was thinking the buttons were binary, but we wouldn't get up to 46 that way either, even if they were all lit up.
Yeah, I would ignore I would ignore knowing the numbers of the
Yeah, well, that's
capsules
from a meta
entirely.
standpoint, I was thinking
Yeah.
about that, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
we don't know the numbers in the game, so
I would ignore knowing them entirely to figure out the to figure out how to get
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
yeah.
That's not going to help you figure anything out. I think intentionally. So we'll say 21. We'll do it this way. 21, you open first, and actually, let's do two things. Uh, you open that, and uh, immediately the noise that like comes through is like alarming. It's like grinding, and the available space that's like inside this capsule is a fraction of its total volume, as most of the capsule is walled away. um and what you can kind of see is this is where like this capsule seems to be sucking in some of the atmosphere from this gas giant from Komesh, and like maybe reprocessing it for materials if you could guess or were guessing. Um, at random intervals, you hear like a loud bang from some of the machinery in there, and the room flickers on and off for an instant, as a nugget of refined material is then transferred. And then for 15, you open that up, and uh, like the atmosphere immediately changes, causing the portal behind you to shut off, and you all to almost start having to hold your breath or suffocate, except for Lexian and Sour, who have your encounter suits on.
Oh, I
And
was the one with the suit.
yeah, sorry, Gino. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad. Gino, because you were the one who opened 15, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you opened it up, and Sour. So you guys are okay. Everyone else is like, as the hydrogen and the atmosphere from Komesh begins to flood this room, and you guys all start to almost like struggle to breathe. You're not like falling to the ground suffocating, but you're like having a hard time breathing. And that rapid change in atmosphere, as like almost as like a safety feature, causes the portal behind you to shut off, and that is where we will end.
Oh, yay. Sorry, guys, I killed you all. Maybe everybody needs to put on the suits.
I mean,
Everybody needs to
for
take off their armor.
It's the doctor becoming the serial killer.
yeah, for you know, for helpful reference, similar to like, you know, hold your breath. You guys will, before you take damage, you can hold your breath for rounds. Endurance. That's your endurance modifier. Or
I'm
your
glad I'm the
actual-
one with the suit because my endurance modifier sucks.
I think it might just be your actual endurance. I think you're okay though.
Oh, cool. I should be
Yeah.
good for a bit.
What about poor Danny?
Oh,
Yeah.
poor Danny. Hardly knew him.
Yeah.
Nope. We will address it at the start of our next session.
Next
Because yeah, it's gonna be kind of rough for, I think, because it's just pouring in. You guys are gonna be okay, but yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Uh-huh.
That is 26th. Is that right?